It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
So where's the office, back at Division? In the office, baby. Going out.
That was the sound of Matty Ice getting out of here about 1:20 in the afternoon yesterday. Leaving me, my wingman. AR, go in there and give the evacuation order for everybody, and we'll see you later out in the parking lot.
See, I think this is being falsely reported.
What I was told.
It was being falsely. I was here with you when you made the announcement. Now, I did have my full winter coat on. I did have my backpack on, and I did have my keys in my pocket because I was ready to rock and roll and get the heck out of here. But I wasn't going to leave you before you made the announcement. No. That's not how I do things. But
they said not to panic.
Very interesting day for us. You know, thanks to the people that reached out via social media, texted me, called, emailed, whatever it was. It was a first for us. Very unfortunate that type of situation happened, but it does look like AR everything is okay now. But did want to send out a big thank you to our listeners and everybody because they were worried about us and everybody in the building, and we were worried as well.
It was unsettling. Yeah. You know, you try to be as calm as possible. There was nothing that we knew. Well, you know, the other thing is it was out of precaution. You know, you always want to choose safety first. Yeah. The weirdest part is when you're in the broadcasting industry, you're the link. You're the go-between between the listener and what's going on. And if you bail, then they don't know what's going on. So usually you turn to the media, the one to turn to, and you do that because they're the ones that will be giving you the information. And we bailed. We pulled ripcord, as I say, on that because that's what we were told to do. And then they put us out in the blimp hangar back there. And then around 2:30, you know, Mike and Jonathan said, we got this. Go ahead and leave. We're like, well, we could see our shift through, but we didn't know whether we're going to get on for one last segment or not. Yeah. And then when we did get connected, I think it dropped, so we didn't want to play that game with you, jump on, and then you lose us again and have some cell phone dropout. So
it's a lot going on, right? It was a lot going on, and, you know, I know CB and the engineers, they were doing their best to get us on the air. And so, a little early dismissal for us yesterday, and, you know, it's a little shock to what happened yesterday for sure, but now that we zoomed out from that and it seems like everything is okay, that's the most important part.
Safe.
And so everybody was safe, and you know the 10 TV team, our team over here, everybody did a great job of grinding and trying to get us back on the air and get them on TV. So man, now here we are. We turned the page a little bit, and love is in the air. It's V-Day. It's Valentine's Day, baby. Everybody, I hope you're having a great Valentine's Day, and I hope you had a great morning. But more importantly, I hope tonight you have a great night. You know, you got to take care of your loved ones today. It's that day. Even though I've learned that this is more, you know, it's not about us, AR. This day is not about us. And, you know.
Why not?
Well, that was my question. That was my question, but I've just heard.
Thought you said love was in the air?
It is in the air, but, you know.
Only for some people?
I don't know if this is for the fellas. I don't know if this is about us today. CB, is this about us today?
No, it's not.
See, it ain't about us.
I thought it was Fitty Fitty Lemon Lime now. It's basically, you know.
When is our day? Our birthday? Once a year?
Maybe. I really don't know.
No, it's on us to go above and beyond.
You know what? They deserve it. They deserve it. Got to take care of her. Got to take care of the wonderful ladies in our lives.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got it covered?
Huh? Yeah, I got it covered, man. Good start to Valentine's Day. How about you?
Everything's good.
Okay.
Yep. Did a little stuff last night.
Yeah.
Because I may be departing to Chi-Town, depending on the weather. Got to get ahead of the weather, as they said in Groundhog Day.
I think we're getting a lot of rain on our end. I believe.
I don't know. It's supposed to be sloppy tomorrow or no?
I've seen rain. I think it's going to be warm enough to hold off the snow. At least that's my hope.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think we're supposed to get significant precipitation
So we're already in
tomorrow.
mid-February. It's a short month. We haven't been cracked that badly. It's, it's not like we've had the worst winter at this point. So
it's been all right.
You know, we get to March, then the light at the end of the tunnel, and then it's on. We will have James Rapien on to get the Bengals offseason priorities straightened out at 12:30. We'll do some over and unders this hour as normal. We'll have some pressure cooker going into the weekend. We'll talk NFL and everything of the big storylines with our friend Dalton Wasserman from Pro Football Focus. We did have to bump them off the flight yesterday, do the evac, and so we'll have our boy Double D, Dan Dakich, on to talk Buckeye Hoops and Super Bowl. We were down in Nolens with him. He'll come on at 2 o'clock, and then we'll shift the gold jacket from Thursday to Friday. Bryant Young is up in Canton this weekend. You get a chance to meet and greet with him if you'd like to on Saturday morning. He'll be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame lobby on Saturday morning from 9:30 to 10. They're going to go to the museum and watch a movie that I have not seen yet called Grater. Have you guys heard of this movie?
Grater's Ice Cream?
Maybe you could have some graters while you're watching Grater.
No, I have not heard of this.
Yes, this was a guy, I believe, that was told that he wasn't good enough to play D1 football, and it was based on Brandon Burlsworth, and took a risk, kind of walked on in 94. And yes, it is a true story, became one of the more respected players in Arkansas football history.
Okay.
And so I'm ready to watch this as well. But they're going to be watching it up there. So this biographical sports film that kind of tells this story from walk-on to All-American offensive lineman. Sounds like an absolutely great little story of perseverance and determination. I love those sports stories, especially when they're true, and this one is. And then afterward, I think he's going to do a Q&A in the Pro Football Hall of Fame with a couple of the family members, the Burlsworth family members.
There we go.
So that would be pretty cool. But he'll talk to us at 2:30 for Gold Jacket Friday. And as long as I'm mentioning it, this is your chance to get some tickets to the Hall of Fame. We'll give those out today. And you can also enter at 971thefan.com/goldjacket because you can win some great prizes at the Pro Football Hall of Fame that we'll be giving out. And then we will select one grand prize winner later this summer in July, and you'll get tickets to the hall, you'll get tickets to the enshrinement ceremony, you'll get a couple of the museum tickets, we'll give you some parking passes, we'll give you some discounts at the Hall of Fame shop. You know I've gone through there and racked up some charges, so fun place. Canton, Ohio, Pro Football Hall of Fame, so listen for that.
I watched a horrible movie last night, and it was a letdown because I'm a big fan of Nicole Kidman. She's an absolute legend. She dropped a new movie called Baby Girl, I believe, a few months ago, right around Christmas time, and this was on Amazon, last night. It had like 50 Shades of Grey vibes to it. She's a CEO of a company that makes robots or whatever it is. And I got into this thing, and it was about an hour and a half in, and the girlfriend and I were like, no, like, this ain't it. So, yeah, I watched a horrible movie last night. Hopefully Grater will be better than that. But I'm just here to advise people, if you're a Nicole Kidman fan, don't waste your time on Baby Girl. She's done much better things. That was just a miss for her. It was a miss.
To Die For, Eyes Wide Shut, was it Others? She in that Malice she was in. I don't know if you've seen any of these. Dead Calm. She's always played kind of a sinister girl.
Yeah, she does well in that role. She did one of my favorite shows that she's in is called Big Little Lies, and that's a little bit of an all-star cast right there. Nicole Kidman, Reese Witherspoon, Laura Dern, Meryl Streep, Shailene Woodley, Zoe Kravitz. That's a good show. There's 2 seasons of that on HBO. CB, you need to sit down with your lady and watch that. She'll enjoy it. Big Little Lies. Good stuff.
Well, you were watching that. I was watching the USA drop a mailbag on Finland late, and it just was goal after goal after goal.
America.
And it was outstanding. Our boy Z, 3 apples in the game.
Dog.
He's out there, but there's, a boatload of talent on the ice. It had the possibility to be one of those games last night where if you asked me, if I was playing in the game for USA and we lost, what happened?
What the hell happened? You represent America.
Well, here's what happened. We had a lot of great chances early on in that game. We had a crossbar. We had, their goalie made some great saves. We were pushing. We were getting the puck below the dots. We were, we had chances. We couldn't finish. It was just one of those games where we couldn't finish. And, we're going to have to come back strong now. This has kind of lit a rag under this team, and we're going to get after Canada on the weekend. But, now we put ourselves in a tough position. But it's not because we didn't play very well. We just didn't finish, and that's hockey. Sometimes the puck bounces your way. Sometimes it doesn't. Give them all the credit. They battled. They battled through the early first period, and they stayed alive, and then they got us late. That's what could have happened.
Okay. See, what happened was.
Didn't happen because late they did finish. Okay. One after the next. But as I'm watching that game, I was getting an eerie feeling that the underdog was hanging around, scored first, hung around. We couldn't deposit the puck enough, and it could have been one of those games where that would have been the post-game conference.
Okay.
Just couldn't finish, but it wasn't. 6-1. They blasted them with 4 in the third. And
Canada tomorrow?
Tomorrow night.
Okay, prime time. Did I see that?
8 o'clock.
There we go.
That's right. Finland against Sweden tomorrow afternoon.
Maybe we can get Kendrick Lamar and Drake to, drop puck in the middle of the ice.
Speaking of things that happened at the Super Bowl real fast.
Yeah.
Your boy C.J. Gardner-Johnson has doubled down.
He's on one.
On the whole Kelsey broke up with the wrong girl and all this stuff and ripping on Taylor Swift. And he wore a graphic sweatshirt to the parade. The Swifties can take a look at that. It had a Super Bowl theme to it. I'm not going to say it. You can look it up. And I said to Maddie during the break, I'm like, or before we came on, I'm like, what is wrong with these guys? They're the highest level of their profession. I'm so naive. I just feel like they should be above this now. He won the Super Bowl.
Well, here's the other
Why
thing.
is he so caught up in who Kelsey is dating?
Well, it's getting him attention, 1. 2, you hold these guys in way too high regard to think that these guys have class. Some of them have class. At the end of the day, these are still kids in grown men bodies. Like, that's how I look at them. I don't hold them to that standard. You're a professional with everything you do, AR. You are.
It's not that. I just feel like you've done it once.
Yeah.
Now go enjoy the parade. Lay low.
You got to double down now. You got to keep going all in. C.J. Gardner-Johnson versus the Swifties? I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, but he's putting his mom in the middle of the fire.
Hey, oh well.
Because of her restaurant.
Oh, what? I think they shut down the website to where you could
I thought you
give
said
her
they shut down the restaurant.
No, I think the restaurant will be fine.
They brought in the FDA, shut her down.
Swifties, they're nothing to play with. He might learn after this, but he also might keep doubling, tripling down. Who knows?
What happens when you sign that $30 million contract, win a Super Bowl, and everything's good in your world. All right.
I did see an Eagles fan puking already at the parade. So things are going well down in Philly today.
Past noon. It's a little late, actually.
They're getting after it.
Not already. All right, we're going to come back. Joe Burrow, what's going to happen in Cincinnati? We'll get after that. And can they take a page out of the Eagles front office playbook? Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
The meatloaf!
The Fan.
Comes here on the Ohio State Buckeyes men's basketball team as they take on the Michigan Wolverines at the Shot on Sunday, February 16th. Don't miss out on themed games, unforgettable fan experiences, and the ultimate Buckeye traditions. Buy your tickets and gear up for game day at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
Ready to hit the road in a new car? With Pathways, enjoy up to 90 days with no payments and low auto loan rates. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
You'll find low prices on thousands of items. The yellow and red tags mean you'll save big on sparkling ice water, Kroger brand chips, and so much more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Come in. Joe, I wasn't expecting to see you. Why does everybody say that? I came to congratulate you. No joke. Well, it was a hard-fought campaign.
Campaign? I'm talking about $5 at Great Lakes Kia.
Great Lakes Kia, where new Kias are less than lunch.
Brand new Kias, $5 a day. I'm being serious right now.
Only at Great Lakes Kia.
Guess what? And by the way, get 0% financing for 72 months.
Lease new 25 Kia Sorrentos LX, just $5 a day. And we love that third row seating, don't we?
And new K4s, LXS, just $5 a day. No joke.
Even new K5s, LXS, just $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
But what about credit? Come on, man.
If you've got a job, you ride $5 a day.
Here's the deal. Go to Great Lakes Kia.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia. GreatLakesKia.com.
My first home was $5. Not kidding around.
Plus tax and tag to qualified buyers. Visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on SingleCare.com. Show the coupon at the pharmacy and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to SingleCare.com or download the free app today.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
Have you ever told a friend?
Oh, I'm fine.
When you really felt?
Just so overwhelmed.
Or sent a text?
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
When you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Scott Tomorrow.
Ohio's public school students deserve the opportunity to thrive, to get a world-class education that inspires their curiosity, imagination, and desire to learn, to have the supports they need to succeed in our classrooms and beyond. Our public schools must have fully funded resources to meet our students' needs. Tell your lawmakers to support public school funding.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We are tracking the sunshine out there today. Wind chills below freezing. Rain comes in after midnight tonight. Could actually start out as a little bit of rain and snow mixing together. Heavy rain expected Saturday night. Flash flooding could be possible. And in fact, 2 to as many as 3 inches of rain could fall in a 12-hour window. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
This is Rothman and Ice, the #1 rated midday show in Columbus.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
Full transparency, we don't know how that happened. The whole #1 thing. How'd they get it? I don't know. Who knows? All right, so the situation with the Bengals is going to be interesting because Joey B has been fighting for this, and he's been fighting for Higgins, and we understand why. Everybody does. And everybody wants to know how the Eagles are doing this. And what they're doing basically is they're backloading all these contracts. They're putting in voidable years that don't matter, and then eventually they have to pay for it, and they worry about it later. And who could argue with them? If they keep pushing that dead money back, and recreating, I just went full Berman there. They keep pushing it back. And they've made it work. And to your credit, you've always said that, I'll let you say it.
The cap be capping.
Yeah. And I'm starting to come to your, I'm meeting you on this one.
And the reason why I say that, AR, is there's just so many different things you can do with your cap space to allow your roster to look the way the Eagles roster looks, right? And a big piece of why they were able to do what they've done is when you look at the cap hits for like a A.J. Brown or Jalen Hurts or Devonta Smith, those percentages are fairly low. So, your front office has the ability to maneuver these numbers around to allow wiggle room for your team. So that's why I acknowledge that cap space is a thing, but sometimes the way it looks on paper, it's not as concrete as it may seem.
That's it. How in the world, because people are asking the questions that we're asking, and they were asking it at the Super Bowl. I didn't have an answer then. They're paying an elite running back, 2 elite tackles, 2 elite receivers, a very good tight end, and their quarterback's getting $50 million a year and more.
Yeah.
And their defense is absolutely loaded. And they still had almost $20 million left in cap space. So how are they able to do this? I agree. I've said it many times. I thought we had a salary cap to prevent this sort of thing from happening.
Yeah.
And I just think that somehow Howie Roseman, the Eagles GM, is a wizard with the cap. There have to be, by process of elimination, guys that are better at it than others.
Oh, yeah.
In this world.
That's
and he's
real.
one of them. So they keep kicking the can down the road, and they've hit on draft picks, and when they have missed on them, they've replaced them. And it makes sense in a cap league to do this. As long as the player is still in the team's good graces and playing at a high level, the salary cap goes up every year.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that's helped them. And so here we are. Maybe it came back to haunt them with Wentz's contract. But they got lucky that Hurts turned into a starter and was still on a rookie deal.
Yeah, man. Found him in the second round, and he turned into a Super Bowl MVP. So the Bengals and the Eagles comp is going to be out there, and something I think you hear a lot if you are a Bengal fan, because it can be done. And I know Joe Burrow, he sat down with Barstool Sports, and he had some thoughts on the offseason, specifically maybe what they can do to keep Tee Higgins around.
The cap's going up.
You understand the cap.
I mean, not really, kind of.
Because we don't think that it exists.
Way more than we do.
Yeah.
Well, definitely some teams seem to make it feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Saints have just pretended it doesn't exist for a while.
Yeah, and the Eagles are paying everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that seems like the way, whatever they're doing.
A starting quarterback in the league doesn't even understand cap space. It's a wild thing.
They've drafted well, which has helped. They got a lot of young guys on cheap rookie deals.
You brought up the most important part of the equation, AR. It's a great thing that you just brought up, because you can go down the road of A.J. Brown getting 32 a year, Devonta Smith getting 25, Jalen Hurts getting 51. But the team that we just watched win the Super Bowl in the Philadelphia Eagles, 6 of their 11 defensive starters were drafted by Philly, 4 of them in the first round. And then you have a guy in Reed Blankenship who is an undrafted free agent that's been a starter for them for 2 years.
And Bond broke out under their coaching.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you bring in an all-season addition in Bond, to your point, and you have all these young playmakers on defense that Howie Roseman and his scouting staff identify coming out of college and turn those guys into starters and impactful starters. That's the pressure that a front office is going to have to deal with if you want to go down this road financially. And so for Cincinnati and Duke Tobin and the ownership group, they can do this. They can do this. This just doesn't have to be a franchise tag for Tee Higgins, even though that's a real possibility, and I would understand that. But they can go with years and decent money with Tee Higgins. The other part of that, though, is does Tee Higgins look at that Devonta Smith contract and say, that's what I want, or do I deserve more than that? So Devonta Smith at the time said, $25 million, I'll take it. I'm a young receiver in this league. I'll have a chance to get another contract after that. There's so many moving pieces that go along with this. But what you talked about and what I just identified with where Cincinnati's defense right now is, with how young and cheap they are, that's how you get it done, and that's how you find yourself as a last team standing with high-end figures at the top.
Draft well, restructure contracts, and keep pushing it down the road, and pay for the void years later, And if you were a fan of any team, you would love this because you'd be willing as a Bengal fan to go through, well, you wouldn't really want to go through a lot of bad seasons with Burrow. I think that would hurt because you'd feel like you're always in a winning window.
Yeah.
But if they were able to nab a Lombardi, that just carries you. It carries your fan base forever. First of all, it'd be an elusive one for them. So the Bengals bar isn't championship or bust. They're not the Lakers. They're not the Yankees. They're not that team. So if you got one with him, you'd feel like you checked the box. I think the worst thing ever would be if he stayed with you for most of his career, all of his prime, and you didn't get one, then you'd feel really lost. You'd feel like you missed out. There are teams, and even the Packers feel like they should have more when they went from Favre to Rodgers. They should have had more, but at least they had a couple they could rely on.
So we talked about Philadelphia's defense and where they are and how well they've drafted. When you look at Cincinnati and some of the guys that they've drafted specifically on defense, because that's what's holding them back, especially the last couple of years and even this year when they had historical stuff going on with Jamar Chase and Joey B. Some of the names like Joseph Asai, who you drafted in the 3rd round back in 2021. He's been inconsistent, right? You spent a first-round pick on Myles Murphy a couple years ago as a pass rusher. You think you could pair with Trey Hendrickson. He's got only 3 sacks in 2 years. So the defensive...
They took a chance on John Ross.
There you go.
Years ago.
Those type of guys.
Very high, right?
When you're in this window with an elite quarterback at a high dollar figure, this is now on Duke Tobin to figure this thing out. And so not only do they have to get back to the drafting well part on defense, but what are they going to do with Trey Hendrickson? Trey Hendrickson's been very open about what he wants. Either extend me, trade me. That's his vibe right now. He's got 1 more year left on that deal. He's 30 years old, but he's still highly productive. And so
all pro.
That's a very tricky situation as well, because if you know that you're not going to pay Trey Hendrickson, then you got to trade the guy and make it a problem for somebody else as far as what they want to do with the financials and get whatever draft assets you get back for a guy that is one of the best pass rushers in the sport right now.
You and I were on different sides of this. I said pay Hendrickson. You said pay Higgins. We get to ask James Rapien about that. If you could only pay one.
I just want to continue to keep a strength of strength.
But that keeps the weakness very weak.
Well,
actually, it weakens a weakness.
Well, listen, you get into these games with the best wide receiver duo and one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I want to figure it out after that. Because who else you got in-house right now that you really know can step up for Tee Higgins? It's the other part.
I know, but they already have a 1-1A, like they have a guy.
Yeah, but what's made him so dangerous is both of them.
We'll find out if they have that luxury and if the Bengals will listen to Joey B. With James Rapien next in 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text TAP to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text TAP to 321-321. That's TAP to 321-321.
Are your feet stopping you from being active and making it difficult to get healthier? Trade in your bad feet for good feet. Wouldn't it be nice to work, walk, and play pain-free again? Visit the Good Feet store today or visit goodfeet.com.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon.
Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter.
Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
It's a celebration of savings at Giant Eagle. Join us for My Perks Appreciation Days on February 21st and 22nd. Earn bonus perks on groceries and gas at Giant Eagle, Market District, and GetGo. Visit gianteagle.com/appreciation for details.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony once got Jack Nicklaus to quote the movie Caddyshack, so he's got that going for him.
The last time I saw a mouth like that, I had a hook.
Which is nice. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Let's go while we're young.
Indeed, Bengals offseason is underway. It's been underway. Will they listen to Joey B? Can they find a way to move the dollars around and keep the band together? Our friend James Rapien, Locked On Bengals, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. James, how you been, man?
I've been well. How are you?
Good. We had a little debate here. You can only pay one. You've got to extend Trey Hendrickson or Tee Higgins. What are you doing?
What? Oh, okay. What happens to the other one? Traded?
Yeah, off the team, off the roster. Yes, you can't tag. You can't extend Hendrickson and tag T in this little hypothetical. We'll get to that. We'll get to the airmen in a minute. Yes,
I gotcha.
You can only extend one. The other one would leave on his own accord.
Got it. I would probably pay T. He's younger.
Mm.
And I get the logic of going the other way, especially with the way the defense has been.
Right.
But Trey is under contract, and so that would be the difference.
True.
Is you know Trey is going to bring something back. He's already accounted for from a cap standpoint. Team you have to invest in, so keeping him. That would be my logic.
No, I get it. You're right. He's got 1 year left, and he is older. We looked at it this way. Maddie's leaning into the best defense is a great offense. I was leaning into I don't want to weaken a weakness already. So it's kind of a conundrum, but what do you think the solution is?
Pay them all. that is, I'm serious about this. If they do not, in my eyes, if your Super Bowl window is supposedly open, and with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, it should be open. Why would you not pay T and keep Trey, given a bunch of factors, whether it's the state of your roster? I mean, we're talking about probably the third and fourth best players on your roster right now. This free agent class isn't booming. Tee Higgins would be the number one free agent in my mind. I think Trey Hendrickson would arguably be the top pass rusher. You can make the argument for someone else, but no one's been as productive as him, even though he's a bit older. And so the answer, it might be complicated from a getting it done standpoint, but as far as a procedural standpoint and what they need to do, they need to keep these guys, these stars, and build around them. And that is the answer. And that's why your question's such a tough one, because the right answer is both. And if they only keep one of Tee Higgins and Trey Hendrickson, I think it's going to feel like not just a disappointment, but an offseason failure.
So let's go down the road of, if Tee Higgins is no longer a Bengal, possible replacements, James. It looks like there's going to be a decent free agent market out there at the wide receiver position, maybe a guy or two you could trade for this offseason. The likes of a Cooper Kupp, a Deebo Samuel, Devontae Adams, possibly, if he becomes available on the market. Have you thought about guys that could step in for Tee Higgins and keep that offensive train rolling?
Yeah, man, it is tough in free agency. I don't think Cooper Kupp is the player, like even remotely close to the player he once was. I would love the idea of Cooper Kupp being the 3 with T and Jamar. I don't think he's a 2 at this stage in a pass-centric offense like the Bengals. Deebo Samuel, I think, it's same way. In a lot of what you would think about doing with Deebo, the screen game, the quick game, you do with Jamar anyway. And so would you rather Jamar get the ball or Deebo get the ball? I get some of the pounding that Jamar's taking. Maybe you take that off of him, but I'm not sure if that's a true second option. And so I think it would be kind of filling in the gaps here with a veteran. I know Darius Slayton would be someone that would be kind of appealing. I think Brandon Cooks, from a fit standpoint, he's older, but would fit. I just love a lot of these guys as pieces that go with Jamar and T and complement them, not necessarily to be the number 2. And so I think if T did leave and wasn't on the roster, they would have to address wide receiver really, really early, maybe as early as pick 17 in this year's draft.
James, it's pretty tough then to kind of navigate the draft. It's tough for me to ask you about that because I really don't know whether the needs and their outlook will change here in the next coming weeks. Do you feel like everything is in flux now, even with the draft, because they really don't know how they're going to handle things here in the early offseason?
Yeah, absolutely. I think as of now, let's say you sign Tee Higgins long term, and you're confident you're going to get something done with Jamar. At some point, it doesn't even need to be done before the draft. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, maybe you take a receiver at some point, but it's not high on the list. You might take multiple defensive linemen before you address receiver in the draft. Could totally see that happening. If it's the other way, and there's no Tee Higgins, you're looking at a wide receiver room that is Jamar Chase, Andre Yosavash, and those are the two proven guys. You have Charlie Jones, who I like as a returner, but he hasn't really done much on offense, hasn't had an opportunity. Jermaine Burton is as big of a question mark as there is on the roster. So I think that's a big reason why you say, all right, you pay T, because otherwise who are you paying? It's going to be someone that isn't as high in any free agent ranking that you're looking at anyway, and you know what you're getting with him. You're getting a really, really high-end player that half of the league is hoping to be able to pay next month. Well, why not take care of it and keep him in-house?
Let's stay on offense and go over to the running back room. Chase Brown, I thought, really stepped up and turned into a nice playmaker for them this season. Outside of Chase Brown, what do you think that running back room should look like? Do you believe that he can be a true horse, or do you think another body needs to be added that could be a nice duo week in and week out for the Bengals?
Yeah, I think ideally, especially in this, and this is a draft, one where I look at it at the draft. Maybe they bring back one of their veterans. I could certainly see that being the case. But ultimately, Khalil Herbert, for example, I think they did like Khalil Herbert. But that doesn't stop you from drafting someone. And so, yeah, I could totally see them adding to that running back room. But I do think that Chase Brown showed that he can be the number one option in this offense. You just don't want him to carry a 75%, 80% snap count like he was carrying last year, especially towards the end of the year. He was getting every touch out of the backfield that was given up until he got hurt. And injuries happen, and you need to bolster depth there. So I do think running back is a sneaky need for the Bengals, but it's not something that you necessarily – I'm not ruling it out, but I'm not sure you necessarily have to address it super early on in free agency or say, the first couple rounds of the draft.
Okay, we are with James Rapien, Locked On Bengals. All right, to sum up kind of the money meets the road conversation, they do have the money, right? They have enough salary cap to pull this off. They have to address Jamar Chase, that situation. Did you think they botched it last year?
Yeah, they did. Of course they did. And here's why they did. And I would tell them this. If they called me right now, I'm just not speaking behind their back or anything. You had a chance to lock him up for 6 years. No receiver has signed for 6 years that I can remember. And he would have had a year left on his rookie deal, that fifth-year option, and then 4 extra years where you can spread the money out, lower the cap hit, restructure when you need to. I mean, it gives you so much flexibility. And the way the cap is going, it would have just been a no-brainer. Plus, it would be one less thing that you have to think about now, which is mighty nice. It would be. How nice would it be if Jamar was just handled, right? So I do think they get it done. And in the way the money is going to work, just in general with all of these guys. Jamar Chase, they already have a $22 million cap hit on the books for him. That will drop the moment they sign him to an extension. They'll give him a bunch of upfront money, and so his cap hit will drop. The Tee Higgins element is interesting because Tuesday is the window for the franchise tag, and it'll be open for 2 weeks. The tag is $26.17 million for him since it's the double tag. I think this is a no-brainer. You can't let him get to free agency. He's too valuable. He's the number one free agent. And so we could be talking about a team as early as Tuesday that is carrying a $22 million cap hit for Jamar and a $26 million cap hit for T. You would really like to get those long-term deals done to lower those cap hits so you have more space, more flexibility going into free agency.
James, real quick before we let you go, got to get your take on Al Gold now being the new defensive coordinator, coming from Notre Dame back to the NFL, and Cincy, your thoughts on him as the DC?
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how it works out. They were clearly frustrated with the lack of development's probably the wrong word, because I think it's usage as much as anything. Dax Hill's usage, Miles Murphy's usage or lack thereof, Jordan Battle. I mean, a lot of these young guys that they invested first-round picks on, second-round picks on, or day two picks, it just weren't getting significant playing time. And so his ability to maximize the talent they have and then identify talent, and I think this is the big part of it. He's been in the college game for 3 years, went up against Georgia, went up against Ohio State multiple times, went up against a lot of teams that are going to be throwing a bunch of NFL players in the draft this year and next year. Can he help you identify the guys you need to revamp this defense and get it back to a championship level? We'll see, but that's the big question mark. I do think he's really talented, held in high regard across the league and in coaching circles. So excited to see what he does.
Good stuff with our friend James Rapien, Locked On Bengals. All right, brother, have a great weekend. Thanks for jumping on. This was fun.
Thanks, fellas. Appreciate you.
James was on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We come back. Overs and unders. Post-Super Bowl edition and into the weekend. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Let Diamond Sellers Blue Box be a part of your forever. Join us February 21st and 22nd for Wedding Weekend and save big on wedding and anniversary bands. Plus, enjoy special no-interest financing on engagement rings. Visit Diamond Seller on Sawmill Road or at Easton Town Center.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Get President's Day deals all month long at Coghlan Kia. Lease a new 2025 Kia K4 LXS, just $131 a month plus taxes and fees. Or choose low 1.9% financing for 60 months on a new 2025 Kia Sportage or Sorrento. Visit CoglanKia.com.
1.9% for 60 months equals $17.48 per 1,000 with approved credit through Kia Motor Finance. 24-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents per mile over. 3401 due. Excludes $250 doc fee. $400 disposition fee at lease end. No security deposit. See dealer for details. Ends 3/3/25.
It's a different world today than it was 30 years ago when I started Care Heating and Cooling. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, 30 years ago, you were the first to warn of companies using service technicians as salespeople, of abusing the trust that a service technician has. With the big conglomerates now buying companies all over Central Ohio, this has become the normal business model.
It's all about greed. The conglomerates know they can make a lot more money by incentivizing their technicians to sell furnaces instead of fixing them. They train their techs to take advantage of a customer when they are the most vulnerable.
Dad, that is not how we were taught. In 2024, Care Heating and Cooling was awarded a BBB Torch Award for ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Start 2025 with significant growth and earning potential at Uline's new warehouse in Etna. Interview for warehouse roles at Uline's February hiring event in Etna. Earn pay starting from $25 an hour with a $2 night shift increase, plus significant growth and earning potential. And get full health and retirement benefits on day one. Don't wait. Start building a long-term career at a growing company. Sign up for your warehouse interview on Saturday, February 22nd in Etna at uline.jobs.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now.
A great lawn is like a great sports team. It takes expertise and a little extra care to really stand out. That's where True Green comes in. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know a thing or two about keeping grass looking like a fairway. It's more affordable than you think, and they'll even match any competitor's price. Plus, True Green backs it all up with a satisfaction guarantee. Head to TrueGreen.com today. Let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother was saying he got life insurance from Ethos. With Ethos, it only took 10 minutes, and he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit GetEthos.com. That's GetEthos.com.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Columbus Worthington, Air and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice presents Overs and Unders.
All right, CB, what you got?
All right. It was quite a week last week. Let's start with AR. You got correctly 3 of the 6. You got Saquon Barkley under his rushing total.
Right.
Under Kelsey's receiving total.
Right.
And the over on rush attempts for Jalen Hurts. He had 11 of those.
Okay.
Matty Ice, you only got 1 correct, but you got, in my opinion, probably the toughest one, which was the successful 2-point conversion.
Yeah, CB, you cooked me last week. That was good stuff out of you. I should have listened to you on the Jalen Hurts attempts. Just thought it would be such heavy dosage for Saquon. But Jalen Hurts said, I'm putting the squad on my back. So listen, horrendous week for me. But I took an L. Now I got to bounce back like Big Sean. I'm here to get after you this week, CB.
Well, if you feel confident in the Ohio State-Michigan game, then you should do pretty well because I've got quite a few from that. Let's start off with the game total in that game, Ohio State-Michigan on Sunday. Ohio State's total points, just the team total is 75.5.
They average right around there.
They average 79.
In conference games or overall?
I think it's overall.
Okay.
Overall.
Those are the important questions at the presser.
Yes. During the surgery, you will be using a retractor.
And I believe Michigan is at 81 overall. Mm-hmm. So it's going to, if it's consistent, it could be a high-scoring game.
Then you got to add the grit and the physicality of the game. Does that work in basketball?
He's got it right on the number. Ohio State's averaging probably in the mid-70s, mid to upper 70s in conference games. Michigan's giving up right around the mid-70s in conference games. So he's got it right there. They are at home. It's a weekend game. Should have a decent feel to this. If they shoot the way they shot against Washington, of course, they're going to hammer this. I'm going to take the slight under. Okay. I feel like they could still get into 70s. But you're asking me to get to 76, I'll take the under.
Yeah, I'm betting on just these two teams, I think, slowing things down just a little bit here. So I'm going to go with the under as well. Rivalry game.
Defense.
Yeah, I'm going under. Defense. I like where you're at. Defense. Give me the under, CB.
All right, Bruce Thornton. He's averaging about 17 points per game. He had 17 against Washington. Let's set the line for his total points at 17.5 in that game.
So 2 out of the last 4 games he's gone over, AR. We had a 20-piece, a 31-piece, but in there was that game against the old Nebraska Cornhuskers where he had 9 points. But big-time players step up in big games. And Bruce is built for this. He's about that action boss like Marshawn. Give me the over.
You're right. Against Maryland and Illinois, 2 good teams, he got them. I think what's happening now is Bruce is hitting threes at a pretty decent clip in the last handful of games.
Yeah,
that would get us over. That would get us to 18. If he can hit a couple 3 threes, then I think we would get this. But again, they've got to clamp down on a couple dudes here, and I'm going to correlate this to my under on the total to the under for him. 17 sounds good to me, and I could still hit the under.
All right, next up, let's do John Mobley Jr. If you don't think he's excited for this game, listen to this cut post-game after Washington.
We need that. Me growing up from here, never really liked Michigan, so
definitely need that one.
So he might be locked in for this game, and he hit quite a few threes in that Washington game. So we will set his over-under for 3-point shots made against Michigan at home at 3.5.
4 is a lot. I mean, to get the over on this, he's done it last couple games.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'll go deeper analytics on you. He averages about 8 threes a game, taking 8 threes a game.
Love it.
The last 6 games,
Want
he's
more.
averaged about 8.
I think he should shoot more.
So to get to the over on this, that means he'd have to be 50% from 3 if he hits the average on attempts.
You're going under.
Well, that would make trip unders. That doesn't make me feel that good. 4 threes is a lot, but they're going to want him to shoot. He's going to shoot. I think CB won me over with
the game against
clip.
Washington.
He's locked in.
That and the clip.
He wants it.
And
He's
I
focused.
think, and they don't really rein him in. He's built to shoot.
Yeah.
And he may need to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
So give me the over.
Yeah, 5 of 7 from 3 in the last game against the Huskies. That's what I like to see for a young guy going into a rivalry game.
He's hitting shot threes like Matty hits half-court shots.
Talk about it. Talk about it. I'm ready. Listen, give me the over for the freshman. Coach Diebler trusts him. They get the ball in his hands a lot, and I think they've infused a lot of confidence in him to shoot the ball at a high clip. I'm going with the over.
Shoot the ball.
All right, let's go to the other side of the court with Michigan, and I am going to do my best Kendrick Lamar and have some hate in my heart. We are going to talk about the turnovers that are with Roddy Gale Jr. He had tons of them at Ohio State, averaged about 2.5 a game. He's doing that in his one season right now at Michigan. The fans are not very happy with him up there. I'm sure he'll get quite a few boos here in Columbus, but maybe they'll be happy if he's turning it over. His over-under, I'll set it 2.5.
I'm going to go over on this. I think he's going to be jacked up, a little too jacked up for this game, trying to do too much. And sometimes they are, when you try to do too much, things go the wrong way. So I'm going with over on the turnovers for Roddy Gale.
The double diss track.
Have I gone over
CB?
for every single one?
I have you under for the team total for Ohio State.
Okay, there we go. That makes me feel a little better.
The double diss track, CB and Matty Hayes on the Rodriguez Gale Jr.
They not like us. That's the theme song for CB tomorrow.
This is a funny question. I'm glad you asked it. When he turns the ball over, he usually does in triplicate. And so he's playing enough minutes to make sure we can get these turnovers. So I'm going to say I'm over with you.
Go.
All right, this game is on Saturday in the Four Nations face-off, USA-Canada. The over-under for total goals in that game is set at 6.5 on Bet365.
Are we about to give them this work, AR? Canada? They about to get this work from us? Or is this going to be a battle?
Oh, no, it's a battle.
Okay.
This is a battle. Here's the thing. I don't know who Canada's putting in the net. They won't tell us.
Well,
Bennington,
gamesmanship.
Aiden Hill, one of my fantasy goalies.
How about it don't matter who's in there?
Well, Bennington was pretty good in their first one. He was making saves he needed to make. Hellebuck's fantastic. So I'm going to take... There's just so much talent on the ice. That's the problem. It is like an all-star game, but they're not playing it like an all-star game. You hear me correctly on that. All-star talent, but they're playing it like something that matters a hell of a lot more than an all-star game. So that means I'm going to take... There's just too much talent.
I could see a 4-3 game. That's all we need.
There's too much talent. I'm going over.
The Nets are going to be lit up in this one. Respect to the goalies who you mentioned who are very good in their own right. But at the end of the day, it's USA all the way.
But he's not letting up a ton either, but they're good. So I'll go over this field. I agree with you. Could very easily be a 3-2 game.
We got Zach Werenski suiting up for us, okay? You know how good that dude is?
Kachucks.
Give me the over, CB.
And finally, I probably should have done the inches of rain this weekend because it sounds like a lot is coming, but we will still do the temperature for the weekend. The over-under is 40.5.
I'm going over. I think tomorrow we'll get it. I have all overs and one under. I might get cooked again next week.
I think it would have been funny if CB decided, I'm just going to put a Dixie cup out behind my place and measure raindrops and put some lines on it and then come in and tell us. You said what?
I'm going over. Why the heck not?
40.5.
I'll go with Maddie on that.
Why the heck not?
Yeah.
I got all overs AR and 1 under. Could be another 1 in 5 week for your boy.
You have all overs and 1 under.
Yep, that's the team total.
I have under, over.
Okay.
So we're both.
I feel good about the over in the USA-Canada game. I feel good about that.
Unless Hellebuck just stands on his head again. I'm just saying.
Which
he's
he's
that
capable
good.
of doing.
That
He is
good.
that
But that's
good.
a tough team to keep off the board.
No doubt.
All right. We come back, top of the hour, second hour of the program. Little fill in the blank to start the second hour. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Valentine's Day is Friday, February 14th, and we have great gift ideas like cards, flowers, desserts, and more. Keep Valentine's Day in full bloom with Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Bo Bishop here. High Bank Distillery Co. is the most awarded distillery in America at the 2024 San Francisco World Spirits Competition. Stop by your local liquor store to grab a bottle, or the 3 restaurant locations in Gahanna, Grandview, or Westerville. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
Next on Metro's Nada Yada Island podcast.
I almost fainted when the 4 new bombshells arrived. 4 free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G phones at Metro.
No way.
And finding out the 4th line is free. Oh, things got heated.
That's wild. Join Metro and get 4 free Samsung 5G phones. Only at Metro.
Plus tax. Bring 4 numbers and an ID and sign up for any Metro Flex plan. Not available currently at T-Mobile or have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
President's Day savings all month long at your main Honda of Dublin. If you're searching for a Honda lease deal here in Central Ohio, you've come to the right place. Leasing allows you to enjoy flexibility in one of their sharp, reliable, awesome vehicles. I'm confident Rich and his team can tailor a lease that's right for you. Like a 2025 CRV LX all-wheel drive for $349 a month for 36 months, 30,000 miles with only $19.99 down. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
For 100 years, our passion at Atlas Butler has been helping people. From those who have relied on us for years to those who call us for the first time. For our team, their families, and our community, Atlas Butler is here to keep Central Ohio safe and comfortable with trusted, convenient service. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Rodeo fans, saddle up for the Cinch World's Toughest Rodeo, February 15th at Nationwide Arena. Come early for autographs, pony rides, and more. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. It's the Cinch World's Toughest Rodeo.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on SingleCare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to SingleCare.com or download the free app today.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon.
Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter.
Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Man, I'm in a slump.
My energy took a nosedive out of nowhere, and I just don't have the motivation to get things done.
You're over 40. Could be lower testosterone. Have you tried Nugenix Total T?
Nugenix, the testosterone booster on TV?
That's right. Look, I felt the same plunge in my energy after I turned 40, so I tried out Nugenix to see if it would help me.
Did Nugenix make a difference for you?
Night and day. My stamina is way up now. I'm building lean muscle at the gym. I'm totally back on my game. And you could be too. Just send a text to Nugenix. They'll send you a complimentary bottle so you can try it for yourself.
Text CUT to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text CUT to 321-321. That's CUT to 321-321. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports.
Good afternoon. I'm Buddy Wells. We'll start with college basketball from last night. The 9th-ranked Ohio State women survived in overtime as they beat Minnesota 87-84. The OSU women improved to 21-3 on the season and 10-3 in conference play. Next up, they host Iowa on President's Day on Monday. As for the Ohio State men, they got a big one on Sunday this weekend as the Buckeyes host number 20 Michigan. Tip-off is at 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon at the Chi. The Wolverines head into the contest leading the Big Ten standings at 11-3. Meanwhile, Ohio State is 7-7, and they look to get above 500 in conference play for the first time this season. And this past season's 2024 Heisman Trophy winner and two-way superstar Travis Hunter is entering the NFL Scouting Combine as a defensive back. Hunter has said he wants to play both sides of the ball as a rookie next season. This update is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. You can earn a $200 cash bonus with a home equity line of credit from BMI FCU. Visit bmifcu.org/home-equity. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan.
Want to jinx your favorite sports team?
Please get out of my Van Halen t-shirt before you jinx the band and they break up.
Just ask Maddie to print your shirts. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, back at it. Second hour of the program. Dalton Wasserman, Pro Football Focus 130. We'll get you all the inside scoop on the offseason. We've got Pressure Cooker coming this hour as well. And now it's time for a little fill in the blank with our guy CB.
All right, so I've got a question for you, and I did some homework so I can actually help you with the first one. So the Eagles, as we know, the Super Bowl reigning champions, will be the first team to play the season on Thursday Night Football. They will be hosting that game against one of their 8 home opponents, and I have already done the homework, so I will lay out those possible opponents right now.
I think we can name that tune without those opponents.
Well, that's fair, but I will, for the audience, let them know that it could be either the Cowboys, the Giants, the Commanders, the Bears, the Lions, the Broncos, Raiders, or Rams. One of those 8 teams could face the Eagles on Thursday Night Football to open the season. Fill in the blank. The Week 1 matchup you want to see on Thursday Night Football is the Eagles versus blank.
I'll tell you the team nobody wants to see them play. The Raiders. That'd be a dud to start the season.
Yeah, eliminate them right now.
Eagles, Raiders, no, it's a no for me, dog.
Cross them off the list.
What are you feeling on this?
It's the game we deserved to see and didn't get.
Okay.
That's the only answer in my book on this. I don't think the league would schedule the Cowboys, which are the ratings darling for them, for the opening game. It makes more sense to save that one for later in the year. There won't be any problem in trying to build up an audience for an NFL opener. I think that you have to put the Lions in there. It's the game I thought we deserved to see, demanded to see, and didn't get to see. So why not put it out there right away?
It's no denying that'd be a banger. No question about it. It's probably the headliner for a lot of people. But give me Washington. Give me Jaden Daniels. Give me an NFC East rivalry game right out of the gate. We just saw these two teams play in the NFC Championship game, and it was a dud. There's no denying that. That game was awful. But I think Jaden Daniels, year number 2, I think they're going to spend some money this offseason. So that roster, I think, will look a little more attractive to some. But I would love to get a rivalry game right out of the gate. Last year, we got a banger, Ravens-Chiefs, and the game delivered. I think that game would deliver. I would vote for your game first. I would. But if I want to go away from Detroit and Philly, give me Jaden Daniels and Jalen Hurts getting after each other with, I think, will be a good-looking roster on paper for Washington when we get to week 1.
All right, number 2, fill in the blank. A surprise team that could trade for Myles Garrett is blank.
I think it's the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears been checking out some stuff that they are interested in getting a pass rusher to pair with Montez Sweat. And I think that would be a deadly duo, right?
Come on, let's Sweat.
We talked yesterday about landing spots for Tee Higgins, right? And a couple of these teams that have quarterbacks on their rookie deal. We know what's happening up in Chicago. Caleb Williams in year number 2. And so they have good offensive pieces. And if you get the leap from Caleb Williams, and I know people thought he was the next generational guy in this class. That may be Jaden, who knows? They may both turn out to be generational guys. But I'm looking at the Chicago Bears this offseason, adding to what was an okay defense, but you get Myles in the house and you know what time it is. And Cleveland may be comfortable trading him to the other conference and worrying about all that other stuff after that. So I'm going the Bears as a surprise team that could land Myles Garrett.
Yeah, I like that. I'm glad he said surprise team. I will stay in the NFC as well because I think that's where the surprises could come late. And I would say it'd be San Fran. Ooh. I think that would be because you pair him with
Little
Nicky, and they've got all this cap space, and Lynch has spent big on defensive linemen in the past.
Yeah, that'd be lit.
You see them if they go after Garrett. It's not a slam dunk, and they need to. Here's the problem. We talked about this earlier in the year. How much do they need to conserve and a lot for Purdy? His new deal. And they got 4 defensive starters. They're going to hit free agency. Greenlaw, I like Javarius Ward. They may prefer to take care of their own, but a lot of times when a guy like this is out there, you can't help yourself.
Sorry, I'm just laughing. They showed C.J. Gardner-Johnson at the parade, and he's walking around with a belt right now, acting like he's whipping it.
No, that's right.
C.J. Gardner's
belt to you-know-what, right? That's the theme.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
but
I'll say San Fran.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a surprise team.
I mean, you talk about game wreckers on the D-line.
They got to get back. They've kind of fallen off relatively to their fall off.
Oh, yeah.
They were always in the mix, and they always expect to be in the mix.
You pair those two dudes together with Fred Warner on the second level.
You
that
can
front
still
seven.
have a game manager at quarterback, an efficient quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need an all-world guy when you got those two guys as your bookends.
Yeah.
I'll say San Fran.
Give me a plate of what you're cooking over there. I like that call.
All right. Fill in the blank, number 3. You can pick Travis Kelce because he is currently deciding on whether he wants to continue playing or retire. That would be the easy answer, and I would understand it. But an NFL player you think should retire this offseason, time to hang up the cleats, is blank.
I won't say we don't do easy on this show. We're not going to do that.
Well, speak for yourself.
Maddie may not like the one I'm going to choose.
Oh, no.
No, I mean, not anybody that's. I just think that it's time for Odell Beckham Jr. I think it's time. The guy's played for a half a dozen teams in the last 4 years. I've lost track. Yeah. He's had the ACL twice now in a couple years. He couldn't get the contract that he wanted. I'm okay if a guy wants to provide for his family and keep playing in the game he loves. We talked about this with Kelce yesterday. But I think that, what happened with the Dolphins, right? It was a 1-year thing. They parted ways. He began this year on the PUP, and first 3 games, didn't get the ball, no catches. Listen, the guy was one of the biggest talents we've ever seen. I think it's time. I don't even know how old he is. I just know how old he is in football years, and it just feels like it's time.
Yeah. Man, this is a great question, CB, because I don't want to do the easy stuff either. Rodgers, Kelce, that's fine. We can have that debate another day. What about, he probably wouldn't like me saying this, what about Cam Hayward? How much tread left do we have on that tire?
Tough to go out the way they went out.
But he's put together a very good career post-30. He really has. And then we saw him down there at Radio Row doing his thing. I believe he has his own podcast. But Cam Hayward's a name that just popped up into my brain doing this on the fly. mid-30s, I
Clock's
believe.
ticking,
The clock is ticking. Yep. And, maybe old Vecna from Stranger Things. You didn't hear that clock ticking in Stranger Things. If Vecna comes calling your name, you're in trouble.
The great news for him, too, Maddie, is that he always wanted to retire a Steeler.
Yeah.
It's not like he's going to have to go somewhere or anything like that.
I don't know if that's the best name, CB, but that's the first name that popped up into my mind.
All right, let's get in one more real quick. Let's get to the fun one. One pizza topping you are fully against. Get it out of my face is blank.
I got to go with something that I've actually tried. Like I could throw out anchovies, but I've never had anchovies on my pizza.
Not on one of your Caesar salads?
No, I haven't. Listen, I love a good Caesar salad. Shout out to Caesar salad. I'm actually going to I think I'm going to surprise you guys with this one. I'm going to go with bacon. There's something about bacon on pizza that I just cannot vibe with. Love bacon. Give it to me in the morning. Scrambled eggs with cheese.
Couple slabs.
Couple slabs of bacon. I'm in.
Sitting there with a couple sides of slabs of bacon.
But I might be in the minority with this. I'm going to go with bacon. It's a miss on pizza for me.
I'm going olives.
That's a good one.
See it a lot.
Are olives good on anything?
I used to love black olives as a kid. Then I found out how bad they were for you.
Yeah.
I think no good, really high in cholesterol. And maybe they're good for something. They got to be good for something.
My girlfriend loves dirty martinis, and I don't know how she does it. The olive and the vodka. I'm like, I don't know how you do this. Olives for me, I don't think are good on anything. But that's a good call too.
But I used to love black olives.
Yeah.
Just eating them. And now I'm out. They offer them a lot. They offer the green olives on pizza and a lot of these places.
The YouTube chat is not happy with Matty Ice's bacon take.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
This is not an anti-bacon take. This is a anti-bacon on pizza take. Folks in the chat, I'm still your boy. I love you. I love pizza. I love bacon. Just not together.
All right, so maybe I was wrong. They say black olives are actually can help lower cholesterol. I always heard that. I don't know. Maybe I got it all wrong. I don't like them though, and I don't need them on my pizza. And they're offered.
I think the hot topping for a lot of people would have been pineapple. That's the hottest debate, I think, when it comes to toppings that don't belong.
I think when they're paired with certain things, a lot of people like them with the old Canadian bacon like that with pineapple.
Yeah.
I've every now and then I will throw it on there. You need a little something sweet on the pizza. It's not horrible. It wouldn't be certainly it's down the list.
Yeah.
But I've had it. I would not eliminate them completely.
Gotcha.
All right, we're going to come back. A little pressure cooker. Who goes in? Find out next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
You imagine it so often, it's almost real. That one dream vacation you know someday you'll take. Then, out of the blue, cancer. And that dream goes off exactly as planned. I would know, kiddo. I'm in the big city with my two best girls. Our fourth big trip since I heard the words cancer-free from my doctor at Ohio Health. All right, girls, let's get another ice cream. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans.
Hi, Bob Mashuter back with a huge message for 2025. Dick Mashuter Ford is offering the biggest deals in a decade to kick off the new year. How about new Broncos for up to $16,000 off? New F-150s up to $11,000 off, and up to $12,000 off the Super Duties. If you resolve to save money this new year, then don't wait and grab your new Ford to kick off an awesome 2025. Dick Mashuter Ford. Closed Sundays because it's the right thing to do, but 24/7 at mashuterford.net.
Combat falling interest rates now. Lock in a 5-month certificate from Kemba Financial Credit Union and earn up to 4.35% annual percentage yield compared to the 6-month national average of just 1.75% APY. Visit Kemba.org for details. Hurry! This exceptional rate offer expires February 28, 2025. Average CD rate reported by Bankrate.com. Restrictions apply. $500 minimum deposit required to open and earn stated APY and $250,000 maximum deposit. Advantage status required. Federally insured by NCUA.
Common Man and T-Bone here. Bone, did you know that the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus has over 30 TVs, 2 massive video walls? They even have recliners, a full-service bar and restaurant, a betting counter, and over 30 kiosks?
I did know that, but I also know that you can reserve a table right now at Hollywood Casino Columbus at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook and guarantee your spot and get some game day swag while you do it. Just visit hollywoodcolumbus.com/casino/sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
There are some things you wouldn't mind being stuck with, like a large unexpected inheritance. An always on the verge of death phone that has to be plugged in just right so it charges is not one of those things. Switch to Verizon and we'll pay off your old phone, up to $800 via prepaid MasterCard, so you can get a new one. Just trade in any phone from our top brands on any unlimited plan. With new line on My Plan. Additional terms apply for trade-in and pay off your phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Guess what? Our ugly faces are on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan and watch all your favorite shows. Laptop, phone, tablet, smart TV, we're everywhere. Bring us in the bedroom with you. Yes, The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton. ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A flash flood watch has been issued for central and southern Ohio Saturday night going into Sunday morning. Anywhere from 2 to as many as 3 inches of rain can be expected. Heading into Sunday, we get a transition to snow. Could be looking at a ½ inch to 1 inch of snow on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Under Pressure.
All right, first of all, somebody gave me some bogus information on olives years ago. Everything I've looked up says they're great for your heart health. I mean, we left this England place because it was bogus. So we don't get some cool rules ourselves pronto. We'll just be bogus too. And I think that I just got some bogus info on black olives. Maybe I'm back on.
Go ahead and get you some this weekend.
Back on the horse.
Oh, go ahead and get you a pizza with pineapples, olives, and anchovies on it, and get after that this weekend, would you?
Which olive?
Awful. Sounds awful. No olives are good. Green, black, blue,
but
whatever.
It sounds like they're great for you, which is why I went away from them in the beginning.
Most things that don't taste very good are usually good for you. That's what I found out in life.
I never disliked the taste of black olives. Liked them. Thought I liked them a little too much. Okay. People were like, no, those are, you don't want to keep eating those. Who was I listening to? All right. Maybe I just knew they were bad for dogs. All right, go ahead, CB.
That's probably right. That's accurate. It's on brand. Go ahead, CB. Oh, what are we talking about? This is our segment.
This is Under Pressure, man.
What we're talking about. Let's lock in,
Maddie,
AR.
You
I'll
go.
lead us all.
I thought I was including CB. Go ahead. Who are you putting in the cooker?
I was thinking
Putting
the same
you two
way.
on under pressure.
Exactly. Apparently, we don't know what we're doing. First candidate for me. We get Bama and Auburn tomorrow in the world of college basketball. That's number one versus number two. I'm putting Auburn's defense on the pressure list. They are. Alabama's offense is electric. They're coming off a game where they scored 103 versus Texas. They've scored 100 or more 7 times this year. Nate Oates, love that guy as a head coach. I love how he allows his guys to get up and down the floor. This Bama O is legit, folks. I know a lot of us has been locked in on football. I get it. You want to get into college basketball outside of Ohio State and some Big Ten stuff. Watch this game tomorrow. Bama's number 1 in the country in points per game, number 3 in the SEC in offensive rebounds as well. So they can light you up, and they do a good job of grabbing second chance opportunities. It all starts with Mark Sears, who it's crazy to me how much he looks like Jalen Brunson out there on the floor. Their games remind me of each other. He's a lefty, same height, same stature. It's wild. Mark Sears is an absolute dude, 3rd in the conference in points per game, and they got some young guys as well that are contributing. So a handful of guys scored double-digit figures for Alabama. Auburn is absolutely legit, but Auburn's defense is going to have to win this game for them. So I'm putting their defensive unit on the pressure list this week.
I apologize. This olive thing's got me on tilt.
Okay. What else you got?
I've been missing out on this for years.
Olive's got you crashing out right now.
Loaded with nutrients, vitamin E, all sorts of antioxidants. The one thing I shouldn't have been giving up.
You want me to DoorDash you?
I don't know if there's any downside for olives. Maybe a little high in sodium, but who cares, I mean, it's unbelievable. It might be a superfood that I'm not kicking off the pizza anymore.
You know I'm eating those every day, these blueberries, man.
Got me on tilt. All right, I don't know if you're going to like this or not, but I don't care what Carmelo Anthony says. Luka has to deliver in Tinseltown at some point. The pressure is immense.
Wait, what did Melo say? I missed this.
Oh, he dropped something. I'll get the quote, but I can't even read it. Okay. It was that graphic, I think, that he doesn't think he doesn't care about pressure, doesn't need it, doesn't want it, he doesn't wilt to it, nothing. You went to the Lakers. They got 17 championships. You're the king of L.A. You're going to be. All I keep going back to is if Magic did it in the 80s and Shaq and Kobe won 3 together in the 2000s and LeBron's got one, you better win one there.
The quote is, Luka don't give a blank about that blank.
He better. He's going to feel it. Now, he's only 25, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, but I think he's got pressure. I think by the way, it took about 30 minutes, less than a half an hour for somebody to be like, hey, time to take accountability, all these crucial areas. You're going to be working out. You're going to be in shape. You're going to play defense. You're going to learn how to play defense, all that stuff. He's under pressure. He's playing for the Lakers. He's made deep playoff runs with 2 different dudes that we like, Jalen Brunson and Kyrie Irving. Now he begins this short run, whatever it is, with LeBron. And I'm not putting pressure on him to win it with LeBron. I'm putting the pressure on him to one day he's got to win one. You can't follow those guys and be touted. You can't have 5 all-NBA first-team selections and these trips to the finals and now go to the Lakers and not have pressure. I think Melo's wrong.
I think you're 100% correct. I think you're correct in what you just identified. And I think, listen, because they're going to get him a rolling mate. They're going to get him a guy that's going to have a whole bunch of runways left as far as years go. It may not be this offseason, but that's going to happen. I think that's a good call to you. Second candidate for me. I'm going with one of Luka Doncic's old teammates. They weren't teammates for very long, but they were teammates. And his name is Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson, you're on the pressure list, and here's why. They brought you in to be a piece that can get them to the finals again, but more importantly, win the finals this time around. Things have changed drastically. AR just highlighted why. Luka's in L.A., Anthony Davis is in. But guess what's happening already for the Dallas Mavericks? Massive injuries to their bigs. Anthony Davis is out at least a month. Guys in their rotation and Daniel Gafford and Dwight Powell, these guys are going to be out 6 weeks plus. Gafford's already missed. Powell's already missed a whole bunch of time, that being Dwight Powell. So the big men for the Dallas Mavericks, man, they're just not available right now. Kyrie's done a good job stepping up, lighting up the nylon since Luka left. But Klay, you're an OG now in the game, but it's time to hop in the hot tub time machine and get busy. The Mavs currently are the 8th seed in the West, so they're not in a comfortable position. coming out of the All-Star break this weekend, I believe Clay has to ramp up his offensive production and get to about 20 points per game until Anthony Davis comes back. So I'm going to go with Klay Thompson to put him on the pressure list.
All right, since I'm staring at CB, I'm going to put this pressure on the taxpayers in our fine state, especially up north.
Okay.
The Browns have unveiled this funding for the new dome in Brook Park.
Yeah.
Stadium's going to cost about $2.5 billion. Jimmy and his group. And guess what? They want the public to pay for half of it, or half of the base amount.
Of course they do.
So the private money would cover about $1.2 billion, plus any of the overruns. You got to grease the local politicians for the sudden zoning laws that keep popping up. You got the kickbacks to the carpenters. And I don't know if he's planning on using cement in this dome, because if he is, the Teamsters Union would like a little chat with him. And I don't know if you know who you're dealing with, Maddie, but I can assure you it is not the Boy Scouts. All right? Now let me get that out of the way. The other part is that I'm wondering whether or not the people of this fine state are going to say, yeah, sure.
Pony up.
Just tack it on to the rest. $600 million. Let's get a new stadium. Now, here's the good news, and here's what they can sell them on, and this is what Jimmy's selling them on.
Yeah.
You know, we could renovate the stadium easy, snap my fingers, we renovate that baby, but I'm worried about the next generation and the generations to come. When I sell this baby and it's not mine anymore, and you guys are stuck with an old stadium.
Well, they also talk about the hoops you have to hop through to do that. There's a year or two away from Cleveland probably playing games, and then they try to make all these different, obstacles in the way.
Play him down here. The guy's a billionaire. He's a gas station tycoon. He's made a lot of money on rebates.
Those Flying J's.
Rebates of sorts.
Flying J's still cooking out there.
Oh, I'm sure they're cooking away. The rebates are flying off the shelves.
All right.
And I just feel like the pressure is going to be on the taxpayer and the big Brownie fan that's going to say, and it's going to be beautiful. Believe me, everyone knows it'll be great. And they'll be hosting all sorts of stuff, Super Bowls and Final Fours and
WrestleManias, hopefully.
I'm just asking the question to my fine Browns fans and the taxpayers. Will it benefit you to the point where you're going to say, yep, tack it on? Pressure's on the taxpayers.
Okay.
They're feeling it.
Last candidate for me. You started in Cleveland. We're going to end in Cleveland. Because I'm putting the Cleveland Cavaliers on the pressure list. First half of the year, tremendous stuff. You go into the break, 44-10, 25-4 at home. You won 8 out of your last 10 games, won 4 in a row. But now it's time to get real. A couple years ago, you got punched in the teeth by the Knicks in the playoffs. Last year, you had injuries going on up and down your roster that prevented you from moving on. And honestly, you ran into the champs. But you can't put together this first half and fade away, which I don't believe that they're going to do. I think they're going to be the 1 seed going into the postseason, but now it's all about finding yourself in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think anything short of that, based off of what we've seen from them so far, would be a disappointment. They're capable of doing it. Evan Mobley has turned into a grown man this year right in front of our eyes. But now Kenny Atkinson, Donovan Mitchell, and the gang, they got to continue this. And to me, get to the Eastern Conference Finals for this to be considered a successful season. Cleveland Cavaliers, second half of the year, coming out of the break next week. They're on the pressure list.
All right. Should I do a quick one? I'll tell you what. I will. I'll put the Hoosiers in it. They better get this coaching thing right. They have to. The AD, Scott Dolson, they got to get this coaching hire right. 6 straight dudes have either been fired or resigned under pressure. And so that makes sense. They got this season to figure it out. I'm going to go with Indiana Hoosiers to try to revive that program. I mean, he's made the tourney once, twice, second-round loss, first-round loss. They missed it last year. He's out at the end of the year. They haven't been to a Final Four in, 20-some-odd years. No one's expecting that, so I'll put the Hoosiers in there. No pressure if you want to get a new vehicle, and the place to go is Germain Honda of Dublin. So I talked to Rich. He's got the President's Day savings all month long, and they've really got some great deals. That 25 Civic Hybrid Sports Sedan, the CVT, $309 a month, 36 months, 30,000 miles, $19.99 down. If you want to finance it, you can do that. But get on their website, Germain Honda of Dublin. Talk to my friend Jerry over there. I was just in their service department, and it's like a team of people, man. You drive in there. One person's opening your door, the other person's helping you figure things out, and they've got umpteen different stations. It's really a well-oiled machine over there, no pun intended. Germain Honda of Dublin. They're on Sawmill Road. They're my people, and go check them out. They're just south of 270. And get online to look at all their vehicles at GermainHondaofDublin.com. Dalton Wasserman, Pro Football Focus, jumps on next, and he'll tell us about the highest end dudes here that are coming back to play college football at the ultimate position. Does Ohio State have one of them? We'll ask him next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
Come in. Joe, I wasn't expecting to see you.
Why does everybody say that? I came to congratulate you. No joke.
Well, it was a hard-fought campaign.
Campaign? I'm talking about $5 at Great Lakes Kia.
Great Lakes Kia, where new Kias are less than lunch.
Brand new Kias, $5 a day. I'm being serious right now.
Only at Great Lakes Kia.
Guess what? And by the way, get 0% financing for 72 months.
Lease new 25 Kia Sorrentos LX, just $5 a day. And we love that third-row seating, don't we?
And new K4s, LXS, just $5 a day. No joke.
Even new K5s, LXS, just $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
But what about credit? Come on, man.
If you've got a job, you ride $5 a day.
Here's the deal. Go to Great Lakes Kia.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia. GreatLakesKia.com.
My first home was $5. Not kidding around.
Tax and tag to qualified buyers. Visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Attention lovebirds. Valentine's Day is almost here, and Diamonds Direct has the gifts to wow your special someone. From dazzling diamonds and trending gold to vibrant gemstones, pearls, even timepieces. With hundreds of stunning styles under $1,000 and an exquisite collection of one-of-a-kind luxury pieces. Make your moment unforgettable. The best selection, value, and service are waiting for you. Make this Valentine's unforgettable with fine jewelry for every budget. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon.
Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter.
Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice on 97.1 The Fan.
One of my favorites. All right, Dalton Wasserman, Pro Football Focus analyst, contributor, does it all, co-hosts the PFF College Football Show with our friend Max Chadwick as well, and he's on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Dalton, welcome back.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Outstanding. You got a lot of returning quarterbacks here in college football. I want you to give me kind of your feel on that, because the name that everybody knows is Archie Manning. And I want to get your feeling, first of all, on how good you think this kid's going to be. His ceiling seems enormous. He's got the name. I was shocked that Sark didn't put him in against the Buckeyes, especially when they had 1st and goal at the 1. He tried to stuff it in on a run play, and then Ohio State put him on tilt, lost 8 yards on a pitch toss, and then you know what happened, the scoop and score by Sawyer. But give me your take, first of all, on Arch Manning.
Look, I think from the little bit that we've seen from him, he can be fantastic. And I think, it's kind of cliche to say, but he's a Manning that can run. I mean, which is just, it feels like still a ridiculous thing to say. But no, the small sample that we saw of him even throwing the ball last year, he was really, really good. I'm like you. I thought it could have been a real decision even after Quinn Ewers came back from his injury about whether they could have left Arch in there or left Quinn in there as the starter. Obviously went with Ewers as the veteran, and it was his team. But I think Arch is immensely talented. And for as much talent is around him and still on that defense at Texas, I think he is capable of leading them possibly to a national championship this season.
Let's bring you into the Big Ten. I want to ask you about Drew Aller. Drew's coming back. A couple of their really good running backs are back. But looking at Drew and what he was able to do this season with the new offensive coordinator, what type of level up do you still think he has in his game looking into 2025?
I think year two in that system can be really good for him. Look, I think Drew improved this season, especially rifling balls down the middle of the field. That's really where he gets to use that arm strength at its finest, and that's what that offense is designed to do with Andy Kotelnicki. Look, Penn State's going to be able to run the ball. The biggest question for Drew is more, to me, going to be about his supporting cast, right? It was already kind of a subpar wide receiver group. Now he's losing the best tight end in the country in Tyler Warren. So I think it's really going to be about how much weaponry do they have on the outside that can help Drew, because Drew has all the ability in the world, but you saw in that playoff game against Notre Dame, when none of those guys are getting open, any quarterback's life is going to be hard, right? So I think that's going to be the big question, really, is his supporting cast and how much he's able to work through that.
All right. I've named this guy as kind of my guy to watch this offseason, and that's Garrett Nussmeier of LSU. He's bides his time. He's certainly a guy that has a chance now, and he's going to be in, I assume, the Heisman conversation. What do you think of him?
Look, I think you're right. I think he's certainly one of the top quarterbacks in the country. He could work himself into that conversation. And I think, from what we've seen, he became the full-time starter this past season. And even from his part-time work and fill-in work in previous years, you can see the progress that he's made, right? His process in the pocket is sped up. He's got a really good arm. He can make NFL-level throws. And I think in year two as the starter, he's another guy, who can make further improvements, and he sees the field really well. I think the question there is just going to be how much do they have to rely on him, right? I think there's sometimes where LSU's a little bit too pass-heavy and there's not enough run game to help him and balance out that offense. But Nussmeier's in for a really good season if he continues on the track that he's been on the last couple of years.
Coming into the year, as you know, Carson Beck was highly touted. Some people were saying in the offseason, hey, this guy may be the quarterback one when we get to the draft. Had an up-and-down year, dealt with an injury. Now he's got a new home down in Miami. When you look at Mario Cristobal and what they've built so far, do you think this is a good fit for Carson Beck?
I think it is. I think, and also for the team itself, a good transition after Cam Ward had such a big-time year for them, and they missed the playoffs really because of their defense. I think it is good to get Carson in there and take another swing at ACC contention and another swing at a playoff spot, right? I think what you have in Miami is they did lose some pieces, right, with Xavier Restrepo and Elijah Arroyo going in the draft, Isaiah Horton, another good wide receiver left in the transfer portal. So, I think they do need to find some pieces to surround Beck with, but I think there's at times with, he had some hot and cold stretches, and he didn't have the best receiving core at Georgia this past year, where we're kind of underrating Beck a little bit, and I think he's clearly one of the 6 or 7 best quarterbacks in college football still. It just wasn't the best situation this past year at Georgia.
We are talking to our friend Dalton Wasserman, Pro Football Focus, talking college here. So this may put you in a tough spot because these guys aren't the returning guys. These are new guys. But you talk to enough people and you look at enough tape. Ryan Day says, again, we'll probably have a quarterback battle going into camp. Everyone loves saying Batavian St. Clair certainly is a 5-star plus, prospect. What have you heard? Do you think this will be a battle, or do you think he'll lean more into saying?
No, I think Sayin as an incumbent, and he was there this past year, has to be considered, the favorite for now. It's just that, he's already been there. But I think, look, St. Clair, from the little bit that I've seen of him, he's as polished a pocket passer as you could ask for coming out of high school, right? And I think, Day, I'd take him at his word. There's a long way to go with this thing between spring ball and then, training camp in July and August, that somebody could take it, grab the job by the horns and just take it, right? So I do think it's going to be a competition. I would lean towards Sayin, especially since that was such a big addition, getting him from Alabama last year, but I think certainly there's going to be a competition because when you have so many unknowns, you can't go into it this early in the process thinking, okay, that is going to be my guy 100%. He's going to look at all his options and make the best decision for his team.
Is there a quarterback coming back in college football, or maybe that's going to be a new starter that you believe isn't a household name just yet, but can turn into that when we get into week 5, 6, and beyond around college football? Who is that quarterback for you that you think will become a household name after a couple months of the season?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'll tell you one that I do like the fit. He's kind of, he didn't have the best season this past year. He had a decent season, but not a great one. But I really like the fit of Fernando Mendoza going to Indiana. Look, I know people are going to think, oh, that's a one-year fairy tale that Curt Cignetti's got going there. But I think Mendoza fits their offense really well. I wouldn't be surprised to see him and a couple other portal additions they made, especially Roman Hemby from Maryland at running back. I think the Hoosiers set themselves up nice with Mendoza, and They even got, somebody to compete with him in Grant Wilson from Old Dominion, who's got some really nice arm talent. I think that's a situation there at Indiana that if people think they're going to have a huge drop-off and not at least be a pretty good team, I think they're wrong. I think Indiana is still going to at least have a puncher's chance at some Big Ten contention. Would I put them ahead of Penn State or Oregon or Ohio State? Maybe not, but I still think they're going to be fun to watch.
Ashton Genty had a puncher's chance and more of that to win the Heisman. Which running back will be in the mix this year, or running backs?
I think the first one you have to look at is Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame. I mean, the ankle injury in the playoffs kind of slowed him down a little bit, but I think he's clearly the best running back returning in the country. I think if there's another couple of guys I look at, Isaac Brown, he was a true freshman this past year at Louisville, one of the best backs in the country already. He's a dynamic dual threat guy. And I think a guy coming back off of injury who we didn't get to see all last year because he got hurt, it was either in week one or right before, was C.J. Baxter from Texas. This is an immensely talented guy. We talked about Arch Manning before, but Texas has been on a run of running backs lately the last, half decade or so, especially you think about Bijan Robinson, Jonathan Brooks. They did it by committee this year, but Baxter was really supposed to be the guy this year. I think he's somebody, if he's healthy, who could put up huge numbers down there in Austin.
When you were talking about Indiana's quarterback situation, you brought up Oregon. Dylan Gabriel took the keys from Bo Nix, two veteran guys that played at a high level for a long time. When you look at their quarterback situation right now, are we looking at the Dante Moore show starting out there in Eugene?
I think absolutely, yeah. They went and got him last year with the idea of developing him for a year behind Gabriel, and I like that process. I really do. I think Moore's a kid with a lot of raw talent. He's got a fantastic arm. He can make all the throws downfield. He just has to be able to polish it up. And when he was at UCLA that 1 year as a true freshman, wasn't the best offensive situation for him either. So I think a year to sit behind Gabriel, understand how this offense works, and then mix in those shorter, more accurate throws with the big-time throws that he can make. So I think Moore, as long as they develop them right behind the scenes, I think he could be in for a big year, and you should expect Oregon still to be near the top of the Big Ten.
Great stuff, man. We rapid-fired at you there, and you answered all of them. Thanks so much. We'll be ringing you back soon.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys as always. Thank you.
Great stuff with Pro Football Focus, PFF's Dalton Wasserman on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline.
A guy I'm excited to see, too, play at quarterback is DJ Lagway. He was a big-time recruit coming out of high school. Down there, he's a Florida Gator, dealt with some injuries throughout the year. Because remember, they had Graham Mertz playing for a while, and then
nobody knows about him yet.
And DJ popped up and played in a couple games, but he was a massive recruit, man. So that's a guy I can't wait to see really get full control of the offense to see what he could do down there in Florida, because he's got the goods, man. He looks like he can go.
I'm glad you mentioned him, because anyone that's watched him knows how he can throw a football. It's just now getting everything else to come along for the ride. But he is as talented as anybody out there. DJ Lagway.
Yeah, that works.
It's actually a very good sports name. We'll come back with the Buckeye Bulletin next. Ryan Day on Brian Hartline and what he needs out of him. That's next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan.
Ohio State Buckeye fans, it's time for the annual Pink Game with Ohio State women's basketball. Join us February 17th at 12 p.m. at the Shot to cheer on the Buckeyes as they take on Iowa in a thrilling matchup. Don't miss out on themed games, unforgettable fan experiences, and ultimate Buckeye traditions. Buy your tickets and gear up for game day at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, I remember you saying that a family business should reflect family values, that a customer deserves to be treated with kindness and compassion.
And those values will never change. The reputation you built for being fair and honest is our greatest asset.
In fact, in 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for Ethics and named the Lennox Partner of the Year.
You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind. It's an honor to continue serving Central Ohio as a locally owned, family-run business.
So, whether you need a tune-up, repair, or just honest advice, Care is here for you.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
Next on Metro's Nada Yada Island podcast.
I almost fainted when the 4 new bombshells arrived. 4 free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G phones at Metro.
No way.
And finding out the 4th line is free. Oh, things got heated.
That's wild. Join Metro and get 4 free Samsung 5G phones. Only at Metro.
Plus tax. Bring 4 numbers and an ID and sign up for any Metro Flex plan. Not available currently at T-Mobile or been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And everybody's had these pains, these little nicks, these things that you maybe had an injury when you were younger and you thought it went away. And then all of a sudden, as you get old, it starts to creep back. Doing everything, walking up the stairs, doing your favorite activities, golf, skiing, whatever it might be, the summer, the spring, the winter, it hurts. Hey, do not deal with it any longer. The hip, the knee, the shoulder, the back, whatever it is, there's good news. Go to QC Kinetics. They're groundbreaking treatments for that arthritis pain. They're going to make you feel better. The long-term relief, it's now possible. They're right here in Columbus under the leadership of Dr. Ray Tesner, founder of Grant Sport Medicine and a classically trained orthopedic surgeon. Don't wait. Make the call today. My dad and I did. His knee's starting to feel better. My knee feels better. They've got PRP treatments. They can change your life. I'm telling you right now. So go to qckinetics.com/Columbus for your free consultation or give them a call at 380-228-4544. It's not going to go away on its own. They've got 2 offices in Dublin and Gahanna, so check them out.
Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now.
When you switch and save with Progressive, you could use that money towards scoring courtside seats for your favorite team. Progressive cannot guarantee that you can score courtside seats. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds on average, but courtside seats can be astronomical. Maybe if your team plays in a smaller market, you could swing it. Even still, it's unlikely. Maybe 4th row, which are still incredible seats that you'll enjoy greatly. Savings possible. Courtside, long shot. Switch and see if you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates. Not available in all states. Progressive cannot guarantee that someone really tall will not sit in front of you at the game, rendering your excellent seats just okay.
This Black History Month, National University honors those who have broken barriers and paved the way for future generations. If you're a parent and a professional, a dreamer and a doer, NU is here to support you with flexible online classes and career-focused resources, so you can earn your degree while balancing work, family, and everything in between. Visit nu.edu to learn more. That's nu.edu.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Feeling the chill? Call the experts at Logan Services now for hot deals on Train furnaces, including 0% APR for 60 months.
All right, a little Buckeye Bulletin time. And Ryan Day obviously confirmed that Brian Hartline's going to be getting after it and being heavily involved in what this offense is going to be and what it can be in game. And I think that's what a lot of people are very curious about. Ryan Day sat down with Dom Tiberi at 10 TV and initially talked about why he named Hartline the offensive coordinator.
You talk about sacrifice. Here's a guy who he was named coordinator, you know, and I ended up calling the plays that year, but he grew that year. And then we decided to bring in Chip, and you know he had to take a step back, but he learned from Chip. And I thought down the stretch he did some of his best work I've seen him as a coach. Some of the passing install, the route concepts, the coaching that was done right there was at a high level. And certainly, you know, Keenan helped him a lot, and Billy helped him a lot. I was much involved with it, but you could just see him growing as the season went on, his understanding of protections. And because, you know, some guys would say, well, wait a minute, I'm going somewhere else. He didn't name me the coordinator. Well, now he's going to be the coordinator. Now he's going to call plays. And that loyalty and that patience is going to pay off. And I think he's going to be the best coordinator in the country.
Big piece in that was he's going to call plays. Right. So it sounds like Coach Day is going to stay in a similar role to what he had this year. It obviously worked out well. They won it all. So I think that confidence that Coach Day has in him, which I'm sure he's reiterated both, publicly and privately, that, hey, man, I believe in you. It's your time. He's been grooming, I believe, Brian to do this, and Brian on his own right has been a football, guy for years and years and years, both in the NFL, at college, and now as a wide receiver coach, and just done a heck of a job. So I'm excited to see what it looks like. The expectation is sky high. Brian knows that, and I think he's ready to step up and answer this call. And lucky for him, he mentioned in that clip Coach Day did Keenan Bailey in that as well, and the relationship that those guys have and the collaborative effort that they had already been working on over the last couple of years or year, whatever that's looked like behind the scenes. Now Keenan gets promoted to co-offensive coordinator. So two guys that are comfortable with each other can get in the lab and just grind out, week to week, the best way to get after defenses. And may take a little bit of time for them, right, to just really grab a hold of these new roles and have everything be smooth. But I do think eventually both Keenan, Brian, Coach Day, they're going to have an offensive unit that's going to be out there cooking.
This gives him a head start on the strategy, having the guy there who's been there. And to Brian's credit, he could have bolted. Mm-hmm. He's had some opportunities. I don't know how many and to what degree they were. But whenever you get passed over for anything, there is a thought of, it may not happen for me here.
Yeah.
Now, he was the pipeline of all pipelines, and he's been a mastermind of getting receivers to come to Ohio State. Mm-hmm. Star receivers. The list is a who's who right now of all-time greats that Ohio State has funneled through because of Brian Hartline. So I think part of it was the dedication to his alma mater, the strategy of being the heir to the throne a little bit and maybe feeling like that promise was going to be delivered. Mm-hmm. You'd have to have confidence in that when Chip left, that he would be the guy. If he was passed over again, maybe that would be finally the writings on the wall that this is what they need me to be here. Yeah. And if I want more, I may have to go get it somewhere else. Mm-hmm. So I think there's some strategy involved there to make sure, because he's going to be heavily involved also in making sure guys still want to come to Ohio State and all that. And so I think it's a very sharp move by Ryan Day.
100%. And at the end of the day, you coach Hartline, Coach Bailey, you look on that play sheet and you find the column that says number 4. And just, let's keep going back to that well. The column that says Jeremiah Smith, let's call his number a few times and the offense will be all right.
And then a little bit of the unknown. I mean, we know so much about Brian Hartline, and then Tyler Bowen, who is now the offensive line coach at Ohio State. And he's a Maryland guy. He's a Terp, and he's kind of been around college football a lot. He was in the pros coaching tight ends with Jacksonville, came back to college to Virginia Tech, and then started to get involved with their tight ends, and he was their OC and became their quarterbacks coach, and now he's the O-line coach at Ohio State. And here is Ryan Day on what he gives.
I think he brings a lot to the table. For Brian being a first-time play caller, there's another guy in the room working on the run game who has been a play caller as well. I think that's really important because you look at it from a different lens when you've been a play caller before. He played offensive line. He knows offensive line really well, knows the run game really, really well. I think they're going to mesh really well together. And so we're going to still fill in some of the other support staff in there. But he's very, very talented.
Exciting. I mean, they're reshaping this. And it's much better to do after you've won a title than if they fell short and lost coordinators. I said this before when what happened to Detroit. They could have been the Detroit Lions. They could have not won the national title and still lost Knowles and Kelly. And then you're thinking like, wow. Yeah. Then that's a whole reset. Now it's off the heels of a national title. You still got some momentum, and they feel good about it. Here he's talking about some of the changes to the offensive staff.
Keenan Bailey is going to be a co-coordinator. He's done an unbelievable job for us. He's recruited at a high level. I think you're going to see our tight ends, just continue to grow and play at a high level. You can see G. Scott really make an impact, but that'll continue to grow. Billy Fessler, I was extremely impressed with him in terms of the work he did with Will. If you talk to Will, I think he would agree the impact he made last year was important, and I think he understands what we're doing. He was with us for a few years, went away. Quarterback position, that's a touchy one for me. So, I trust Billy, and I think he's going to do a great job.
He's got to trust him now. Mm-hmm. He's promoted him, and I don't think he would have if he didn't feel that trust. Yeah. And Keenan's been around for a while, and I know he thinks the world of him. So
the tight end room, I think, has got a chance to pop off, man. Really do, especially with the addition, of Max Clare from Purdue, right? And I think Max Clare has that opportunity to. It's not apples to apples, but you know how Will went from Kansas State to Ohio State, and the level up of talent around you can make you a better player, combined with how good you are individually. I think we could see that for Max this year, right? Because at Purdue, he was the guy. Yeah. He was the guy, and defense could really lock in, and he was still productive and played at a high level. Now coming here, life's going to be easier for him. I think he's going to find himself in some nice matchups week to week, just because we know defensive coordinators on their board, goal number one is, where's Jeremiah Smith? We got to try to slow him down. And if you're Max Clare, you got to be licking your chops thinking about the opportunities that you could get. So I know Keenan Bailey, Heartline, Coach Day, they're really excited to get him, and rightfully so, because he's a good player. And I think he's going to help them out a lot.
All right, that's today's Buckeye Bulletin. Fun third hour coming up. We've got Dan Dakich on deck talking Buckeye hoops and the Super Bowl and all that good stuff with Double D. And then bottom of the third hour, Bryant Young on a Gold Jacket Friday. The ex-49er is up in Canton this weekend. You'll hear it all as we come back after a SportsCenter update. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Here's a listener tweet. Are Men and Bone stupid in real life? Yes. Yes, they are. Common Man and T-Bone.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan comes here on the Ohio State Buckeyes men's basketball team as they take on the Michigan Wolverines at the Shot on Sunday, February 16th. Don't miss out on themed games, unforgettable fan experiences, and the ultimate Buckeye traditions. Buy your tickets and gear up for game day at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
Bring the thrill of the stadium to your wallet with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the only checking account that rewards you for being a Crew fan. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace for Worthington Jewelers. Valentine's Day is upon us. Don't be a loser and forget again this year. Here at Worthington Jewelers, my store, I'm Bob Capace. We're giving you 35% off 14-karat gold and diamond jewelry. And how about 20% off sterling silver jewelry? We have something for every budget. Shop local and ask for me, Bob Capace. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
At AAA, it's our policy to look on the plus side, and AAA Plus members tend to take the same view. Take Martin. Last Monday, his coffee surprised him with an extra 10 degrees of Fahrenheit. It was just the jolt of energy he needed. Later, when he walked into a door, he was happy to provide entertainment for his coworkers.
I'm okay.
And when his car battery took early retirement, he knew expert roadside assistance was only a call away.
Hello, AAA.
Become a AAA Plus member and experience peace of mind on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Aaron, look what I invented.
Jerry, you're wearing a cape.
Get Eco.
ECO.
What is it that you promise our customers, Aaron?
We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Do you know who does that, Aaron?
We do?
Superheroes do that, Aaron. Superheroes!
I'm guessing you make capes for everyone?
That's right. Every plumber, electrician, and HVAC technician. But I'm not done, Aaron. I'm not done.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Now I'm inventing jetpacks so we can fly to the rescue like proper superheroes. Now say your line again.
We come through for you when you need us to?
No, say it like this. We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Jerry.
Yeah, Aaron?
How about we put those capes in the closet until you get the jetpacks perfected?
We'll look right when we take flight.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon.
Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon Verizon store by February 18th to enter.
Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
It's a celebration of savings at Giant Eagle. Join us for My Perks Appreciation Days on February 21st and 22nd. You can earn bonus perks on groceries and gas at Giant Eagle, Market District, and GetGo. Don't miss out on these extra savings opportunities. Visit gianteagle.com/appreciation for details. Make the most of your shopping by earning more free gas and groceries with Giant Eagle and My Perks.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Finding the right employee for your company is tough. One wrong hire can be a major setback. You're not alone if you face this. A recent survey by Robert Half shows nearly half of hiring managers readily admit to making a bad hire. Luckily, there's a solution. With Robert Half's specialized recruiter's experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can have the right skilled professional in place quickly. We understand what it takes to build winning teams because at Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Buddy Wells. We'll start with college basketball. The Ohio State men have a huge game on Sunday afternoon this weekend as the Buckeyes host number 20 Michigan. Tip-off is at 1 o'clock. Our fan coverage gets started at noon on Sunday. The Wolverines enter this game atop the Big Ten standings as they're 11-3 in conference play this season. Meanwhile, Ohio State is 7-7 in Big Ten play, and they look to get above 500 in the conference for the first time this year. The 9th-ranked Ohio State women held off to beat Minnesota last night, winning in overtime 87-84. The Buckeye women improved to 21-3 on the season and 10-3 in conference action. Next up, they host the Iowa Hawkeyes on Monday at noon. Switching gears here to college football and the NFL, the 2025 NFL Scouting Combine released their list of this year's invitees, and 15 Buckeyes made the cut. That's the most of any program, just ahead of Georgia and Texas, who both had 14 guys invited. The Combine begins later on this month on February 24th in Indianapolis. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, welcome back. It's our favorite time of the week. We get to talk to a Pat O'Brien's Hall of Famer and what I'd like to call as a sleeper candidate for the IU Hoosiers to return that proud program to glory. Our man, Double D, don't at me on Outkick, Indy Sports Ticket, Dan Dakich. My man, I wanted you to turn back the clock with me on Bourbon Street, but you chose wisely and hung with your wife.
I did. It was a wise move. I have a history of being thrown in a cop car after the championship game in 1987, and thank God, a federal judge. I was sitting there in handcuffs going, oh, this ain't going to be good. And my brother, who was a prosecutor at the time, and my federal judge got me out. And I learned a lesson that day, which is...
It was worth it?
No, when they ask you to leave a bar, just leave the bar. That's what I learned.
There you go. I will tell you, I'm very proud of the two of us. We stuck with the Eagles. I asked you on Radio Row if you had the guts. You said yes. I leaned that way as well. What do you think of that just debacle? I don't think anybody thought that was going to happen.
No, I didn't. I did bet a lot of money on the Eagles, but I didn't think they were going to. You know what they did? They did what you try to do in basketball. You always try to make the defense such that the offense is uncomfortable. Football, you can shut somebody out. Baseball, you shut somebody out. You're not going to shut anybody out in basketball, but you want to make the other team uncomfortable, that an open look doesn't feel comfortable. And I don't know how you guys felt, but it felt like to me that Mahomes got really uncomfortable, and Andy Reid and them kind of panicked. And I got to tell you, I've never seen that before. I've never, not out of that crew. That crew's always money late. I didn't see that coming. I did think, though, and you and I talked about it on Radio Row, I thought they had the better roster. And the better roster ultimately won out because that defensive line was unbelievable for the Eagles. Incredible.
Yeah, man, they were getting after it, that's for sure. We talked to you about Indiana and Woody when we were at Radio Row because he called out his team, and I believe he called them soft. A few days after that, we caught wind that Mike Woodson's stepping down. He won't be the head coach after this year. Double D, what are you hearing about some guys that they're going to go after?
Well, I think Brad Stevens is the number one target. I don't know exactly when. Here's the deal. They've reached out to guys, and this started, I think I said this on your own show, after the Illinois debacle when they got crushed. This whole thing started then. I know Brad Stevens is a guy they want. Dusty May's a guy they want. Dusty came in, didn't really say no. Tough situation after a win. I do know that those two guys, are kind of the Mount Rushmore of who they're going after. There's a lot of names that are going to be thrown around. People have asked me, I said, you know what? I said, just hire Steve Alford, but I've said that for 25 years. He's won 500 games. He's taken 5 teams to the tournament. I get there's negatives. I actually did this yesterday. I went through the positives and the negatives, of pretty much each candidate. Chris Beard is a guy that a lot of people. I tell you who I would. I'm telling you right now. I would hire Ben McCollum to coach at Drake. I watched him last night. That's the best coach team I've seen in college basketball, and I don't know when there's been a second. He's won 4 national championships at Division II. He goes to Drake. They lose DeVries to West Virginia. They lose the Player of the Year in the league, his son, DeVries, to West Virginia. They lose. They got Division II guys, and I'm telling you, they're 23-2, and they're unbelievable. Like I've never seen a more in sync group of guys running good stuff. And I told my son who's coaching Illinois State that got beat, I love you, but you need to work for that guy. I mean, that dude is, like he's going to end up at Ohio State. I'm not Ohio State, but he's going to end up at Indiana or Florida. I don't know, man. It's pretty amazing. And I don't know that he'll be a guy involved. I know they want Brad. I know that for a fact. They want Brad, and they're going to wait and see what happens.
Well, they wanted him before. And then he left coaching. So you're right. Maybe there's an itch to come back. This would be the one if he wanted to get back in it. It's kind of a dream thing for an Indiana guy.
Yeah.
But
Indiana fans have said this. They said, and I don't know this to be true or not. Maybe it is. I know Brad said it, but I don't know if it's really true. He said, I love Indiana. I'd love to have gone to Indiana, but we talked about it as a family, and the family didn't want to go. Okay, that may be true. Brad's not really a liar, but I'm not 100% buying that. We'll see. But, Pearl would be great.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I don't care, man. I don't care what a guy did 10 years ago or 50. I don't care anymore. I'm done with all that stuff. Get someone in here that's going to win, make this exciting, make this must-see TV, and let's go.
Buckeyes did to Washington what we thought they should do to Washington. If they shoot like that, obviously they can beat a lot of teams. Now, I don't know how good Washington's defense is. They don't seem to be very good. But when you're shooting 8 of 11 on threes in the first half and 20 of 30 from the floor, and you got Mobley and you got Parrish and our guy Bradshaw, who we talked about, he was hitting threes. How do we read into this? I think they're a very tough team to figure out. We talked to you on Radio Row about this, but I like them. I think that they're a little bit under the radar. They still got to do some work to make sure they get in this thing. And then when they get in, they could be one of those teams with very little pressure that you wouldn't want to see.
You guys, you've asked me about Mobley a lot, and we've talked about Mobley a lot. He was really good last night. But I got to tell you, did you guys feel it? I thought Washington was horrible. Like, I'm sitting there going, wait a second. Like, I watched that game, and then I watched Illinois State and Drake, and I'm like, damn, Illinois State and Drake would both beat the crap out of Washington. But sometimes your team makes the other team look bad. And, to your point about Bradshaw, he had double digits last night. He's an uber talented, and the reason I brought him up is he's an uber talented guy. And let's be honest, when you get let's just say you get in the NCAA tournament, or you got to go to Indiana to win the last game of the year, which is who they play last game at Indiana, senior night, all that happy horse bleed. it becomes talented guys playing well, and particularly at the end of the year. You make the tournament, let's just say for the sake of argument, you play somebody in the first round that just won the MAC or just won the Missouri Valley. Those are hot teams that are really good. So your most talented guys have got to be really good. And if I'm an Ohio State fan, Thornton is, he's been okay. I get all that, Royal, that. But man, oh man, you need Mobley hitting, and if you can continue to get improvement, continued confidence out of Bradshaw, now you've got something a lot of teams don't have. And I think you saw a little bit of it last night. I don't think he was involved. He had different things. He was out and all that stuff, but I don't think he was involved. But I'm telling you, to make a run late, you got to hit shots. 100% you got to hit shots, and there's where Mobley, and you got to have your best dudes playing. And I'll tell you what, Bradshaw looked pretty good to me last night.
Zooming out from the Big Ten, going over to the SEC Saturday, we're getting number 1 versus number 2. Auburn and Bama about to get after it. Give us a little preview of that one, Double D.
Hey, I was talking to Tim Brando today, and he's like, SEC's great, but the football heads down here don't give a crap. They're still bitching that 3 teams didn't get in the college football playoff. That game could be one of 2 ways. If Alabama has its way, it's going to be 110 to 100. I mean, Bama's going to go. I mean, Bama at home, are you kidding? They're going to go. And I think Bruce's team at Auburn can play any way you want. Last time we saw them on the national stage, they went and beat Vandy. They got their ass beat by Florida at home. Here's what I'm looking at seeing. What style wins out? Bruce can play any style, but is he going to give in and say, all right, you know what, you just scored 100. That's what Bama did. I think it was last night. Let's see if you can do that against us. And we're going to go. We're going to get the ball out. We're going to try to outscore you. Or is he going to say, you know what, we're going to move it around, get it to Broom, and we're going to try to keep this somewhere in the 70s. I don't think you can keep this game in the 60s. I don't. These 2 teams are too talented, too offensively very, very good. Sears is really good, the kid at Alabama. But that's what I'm anxious to see. This, I swear to God, I don't know. I got to look what the over-under is on this game. Because I'm telling you, it could be something where you go, wait a second, 80 to 80 is 160, so let's say it's 165, and it could blow that away, or it could be something where it's 71-68 because Bruce decides I'm going to throw this inside and we're going to slow this down. I don't know, but 1 versus 2 in the SEC, 2 dynamic coaches, going to be insane in Tuscaloosa, and it's not for football, it's for basketball. It's freaking awesome. But I'm going to take Alabama just because they're the home team.
All right, my man. Thanks for this, as always. Have a great show. Be well. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. I'll talk to you. See you guys.
See you soon. Double D, Dan Dakich joins us every week to talk all things college basketball. CB, not only do we have that game popping off down in Alabama between Auburn and Roll Tide, but also in the Big Ten. I believe tomorrow we get Wisconsin and Purdue at 1 o'clock. So a nice little basketball slate to watch tomorrow on Saturday, man. Should be fun.
Well, yeah, especially that Purdue-Wisconsin game. It's going to decide a lot of factors in terms of seeding come Big Ten tournament time.
Yeah.
And a Purdue team that's kind of struggled against the top of the conference. They just lost recently. I believe it was on the road at Michigan. So it's going to be interesting to see how the order finishes. But, I mean, when it comes time to, I believe it's in Indianapolis this year, it's going to be a great tournament.
Auburn, Alabama, tip-off 4 o'clock on ESPN. Don't miss that. Coming up in pre-snap reads, we talked earlier about Tee Higgins. We talked a lot this week about Tee Higgins and what could be next for him. One ESPN analyst thinks they have the perfect spot for him if it isn't Cincinnati. You'll hear that next in pre-snap reads. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly, hey!
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Rodeo fans, saddle up for the Cinch World's Toughest Rodeo, February 15th at Nationwide Arena. Come early for autographs, pony rides, and more. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. It's the Cinch World's Toughest Rodeo.
Hi, Bob Mashuter back with a huge message for 2025. Dick Mashuter Ford is offering the biggest deals in a decade to kick off the new year. How about new Broncos for up to $16,000 off? New F-150s up to $11,000 off, and up to $12,000 off of Super Duties. If you resolve to save money this new year, then don't wait and grab your new Ford to kick off an awesome 2025. Dick Mashuter Ford. Closed Sundays because it's the right thing to do. but 24/7 at MassShooterFord.net.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Getting cold feet? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
It's our President's Day sales event all month long.
This event is big. You choose your rate. 0%, 1.9%, 2.9%, and up to a full 60 months on so many new Lindsay Hondas. And no trade-in required. This deal works with 0 down. 2025 CRVs and Ridgelines. Both only $299 a month. That's $299 a month. Visit LindsayHonda.com because this February is the time to
keep more presidents in your wallet with Lindsay Honda.
See LindsayHonda.com for details.
Home values in Columbus are sky high, and you have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market has peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's time. Except for two things. High interest rates will burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Smart, right? Truehold will make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others. It's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, or secure your retirement. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. Truehold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much Truehold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Remember how that little girl in Poltergeist was in the TV?
They're here.
Yeah? Well, she's actually dead now. It's quite sad.
Anyway, watch your favorite fan shows on your TV by subscribing to us on YouTube.
Search 971 The Fan.
Do it now.
Ohio has over 920,000 diabetics. If you are a diabetic, take a step in the right direction by having your feet checked routinely by a podiatric physician, the most qualified doctors to care for your feet. Adding a podiatrist to your healthcare team can help you better manage the effects of diabetes on your feet. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Feeling the aches and pains of everyday life slowing you down? Introducing Blue Emu, America's #1 emu oil formula for pain relief. In a recent clinical trial, 91% of users saw improvement after using Blue Emu. Whether you're working hard, playing harder, or just staying active, Blue Emu penetrates deep to relieve joint and muscle pain fast. And best of all, you won't stink. Join the 91% who felt the difference. Find Blue Emu at your local retailer or online. Blue Emu works fast and you won't stink.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We are tracking the sunshine out there today. Wind chills below freezing. Rain comes in after midnight tonight. Could actually start out as a little bit of rain and snow mixing together. Heavy rain expected Saturday night. Flash flooding could be possible. And in fact, 2 to as many as 3 inches of rain could fall in a 12-hour window. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Leads.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. Or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, welcome back into Rothman and Ice. And look who stopped by to hang out with me for the last couple segments of the show. The one and only host of the Buckeye Show, Timothy Bleepin Hall. Timmy Hall, happy Friday. Happy Valentine's Day to you and yours.
I'm glad that I just picked up an extra Valentine. It's good to see you, Matt.
It's good to see you, man.
Just popping in.
Yeah,
just popping in for a quick hello.
Appreciate you doing this. We'll get into some Tee Higgins talk here in just a moment. But before we do that, I got to let you know that at Bet365, folks, we don't do ordinary. We don't do ordinary over there. Bet365 has launched a new sign-up offer. Listen to this and listen closely. You bet $5, you get $150 in bonus bets. Whether your bet wins or loses, customers will receive bonus bets after signing up. NBA going into their All-Star break. I don't even know what the heck is really going on with the All-Star festivities. I don't really care anymore. Tim, I'm at a point to where I believe every single league, if you told me every league just said we're done with All-Star stuff, I'd be okay with that. Because for me, they're all just kind of misses and don't really matter that much. But I'm looking at the odds for the NBA championship.
Oh, man, you are looking at
a little future, right? Since we got second half coming up next week, I'm looking ahead.
I hope you're going to include the Cavaliers with this, whatever you're about to say.
Going.
Okay, good.
Because if
where you are.
If you're a believer,
I am,
in the Cleveland Cavaliers, Timmy Hall, right now, you can get the Cavs at plus 800 to win the whole darn thing.
Really lovely.
It's good value.
It's really lovely.
Now,
for the best record or tied for the best record in the league at the pause.
They've been incredible. The best value, I believe, is right now a team like the New York Knicks at 11-1. However, the Cavs juice at plus 800, I'm in on. I'm going to throw a little sprinkle on that right now. You know they got to get past Big Bro. Boston Celtics are plus 210 to win it all, but we'll worry about that when we get there. Give me the Cavs right now at plus 800 to win it all. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. At Bet365, download the Bet365 app today. 21 plus only, must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. Offer subject to meeting qualifying criteria.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
What do you got, Timmy Hall? What's on your brain?
Where are you at with a team like the Memphis Grizzlies?
Okay.
Because I know you didn't hit on them there. They probably have a pretty good value right now, and they're a good team. I also have to take one here. Like we always do long form predictions.
Yeah.
This wasn't a big one or anything, but I did not see Jaren Jackson Jr. developing into this kind of player in the NBA.
Defensive player of the year guy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's a 23 a game guy. Like offensively is really what I didn't see. I thought like the defense and the rebounding and that kind of guy would be there, but this is like the best player on the Memphis Grizzlies right now, one of the better ones in the league.
And I think this is a really good call out of you because not only are they really good this year, but you go back to where they've been the last couple of years, these dudes have playoff experience. So these guys, I don't think, are going to get into the postseason and shy away from anything. Triple J, as you mentioned, Desmond Bane. They got a nice core. The value on them is nice, Timmy Hall. You can get them at 30-1. If you're a Memphis Grizzlies guy or gal, Memphis Grizzlies 30-1 over at Bet365. I like your call right there.
He's actually never been a rebounder to be the shocker for me.
It's crazy.
Like since he joined the league, like he's never been able to get like 7 boards
a season. So many
He's
boxes.
more of the offensive guy.
3-and-D guy.
Yeah.
Protects the paint. Yeah.
He hits the 3.
Yeah. He's
for what he was at Michigan State, like I thought this was going to be more of like your 14-10 guy.
Oh,
No, he's missed that one.
Yeah,
he's
he can
very,
go.
very good.
Yeah, he can go. Another guy that can go is Tee Higgins. Kimberly Martin at ESPN does a great job covering the league. She gave out, if it's not going to be Cincinnati, maybe this location would be nice for the former Clemson Tiger.
The best fit for Tee Higgins next year is...
Selfishly, I want to see him with the Chiefs.
Ooh.
You know why? Bad blood between these two teams. And if the Bengals don't want to pay up for Tee Higgins, listen, the Chiefs, I understand they have Patrick Mahomes, but they need to give him another receiver.
Yes, they do.
A guy who can go up and get contested balls. This is the guy that they need.
So they're going to get Rashee Rice back. He may be dealing with a suspension. Who knows what that's going to look like. He is their number one of the future. They're going to lose DeAndre Hopkins to free. Maybe let me rephrase that. DeAndre Hopkins, Hollywood Brown, they're both free agents. They may sign one of them. They may sign both of them. Who knows? But we know in-house already, Timmy, you got Xavier Worthy. That's going to be a nice piece for them. Rashee Rice is already proven. Tee Higgins, That's a conversation I think that would be very interesting to hear behind closed doors for T because of the rivalry that is there. Does he care about that? I don't know. It may come down to money. The fit with Pat, I think, would be tremendous. And so,
how would you not want to play? How would you not want to play for an organization like that basically lives in the AFC Championship? Correct. And despite how it looked against the Philadelphia Eagles, does anybody really think that they're just done like that? Come on. Like, Patrick Mahomes is still in his prime. Mm-hmm. Andy Reid doesn't look like he wants to give it up anytime soon. Travis Kelce, that's another story. Yeah. He's going to take his time. He, of course, is nearing the end. But when you mention some of those other weapons and realize how, didn't Mahomes throw him in to that hit? Or did he actually run into him?
He ran into him,
I think he ran into him. Was it on an interception return or something like that? It was an odd play that ended up with that crucial injury right there. Yeah. But his talent, Xavier Worthy, and his speed, if you throw a guy like Tee Higgins into that mix, obviously you need guys like that to keep the thing going. I also will throw out a team that would be bad in our household because with Bengal Jack there cheering for all things Cincy, and I think he knows that they've screwed this up. We've known for a couple years that they've probably screwed this up. That's how the organization down there has always operated, and they think that it's going to work. They think they're doing the right things, and then they let really key players just walk out the building, and it comes back to bite them. But the Washington Commanders are going to have somewhere around $90 million in cap space.
Talk about it.
And they are in a position with Jaden Daniels where he just finished his rookie season, and now found a guy that good as a rookie. Now is the time to go. It's what they had with Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, getting to the Super Bowl as quickly as they did with their weapons that were still in the rookie deals. So while and I say they should probably redo his contract and do an unprecedented thing and hit him after year 2 because he's that transcendent of a talent. So go now. Pair someone with Terry McLaurin, someone elite like that. I know you got Zacchaeus and De'Ami Brown who did some things. I want to keep Zach Ertz for that veteran guy as the tight end, but can you imagine that offense?
Oh, my gosh. Wow. So electric.
My goodness.
So electric.
Give him $30 million. I don't care.
I think he's worth that. I think he's worth between 25 to 30. That's what he should be asking for because he's earned that.
Have him and Terry for 4 years.
He's earned that. And Jaden, because of the rookie deal that you mentioned, it gives you some wiggle room. It gives you some wiggle room, and that would just be one of the best duos in the sport. And if you're Tee Higgins, because some of the other teams, like according to Vegas, that you look at that could acquire him, that have the best odds, Pittsburgh, uncertainty there at quarterback. New England, do you really believe in Drake May? Your Commanders.
Oh, I mean, no, I'm not. Come on. It's not even close.
That's what I'm saying.
You need to see some proof there with, if Cliff Kingsbury and what he's done offensively is he going to be committed beyond this next year? I don't know. Something tells me he'll still be enticed by another head coaching job. I'd like for him to stay and realize that's what he's good at and not being a head coach, but it's the QB. It's the organization. I don't think there'd be a lot of better fits, and haven't really heard that one swirling around yet.
Denver, they had the best odds, or currently have the best odds to acquire him at 3-1, and then
that's Washington, not bad either.
Your Washington Commanders at 4-1.
Oh, is it that good of an odd?
You guys
for him
have
to
the
land
second best odds.
Okay, all right.
To become a Washington
I'm mistaken then.
Commander.
I'm trying to not live in a dreamland and just sit back and wait to see those guys actually go out and acquire some big time talent to make. Because I think that's a team getting to the NFC Championship. You know how it is being a fan, right? It's hard to believe. I haven't believed my entire life.
And you know why you believe? Because of the guy under center. That's how quickly things change.
But it's not just that. It's really not just that.
Well, it is,
that's
because
the biggest part of it.
That's what I'm saying. That is the biggest piece. Because Houston and Washington, two teams that have been down for a little bit of time, now believe going into every year, we got a shot because of who's under center. That's the belief these guys infuse into a fan base.
But I'm also kind of a pseudo Bengals fan because of who my son cheers for and who we watch most Sundays in the house. Yeah. And I'm not that big of a believer in the Bengals. And it's got nothing to do with Joe, obviously. Joe keeps them in the fight. Joe keeps them, but they just missed another postseason. So it's Jaden, but it's organizationally, it's that Dan Snyder's out of the building. It's that from the top down structure is better, that you found a coach who seems to found his mojo again in Dan Quinn. It's everything.
What the quarterback does, though, is provides you the safest floor. Everything that you identified
100%.
is so real, and without that, doesn't matter what you got.
You're in the game.
Yes,
you got to have that QB to even be in the game.
You can have the head coach. You can ask Bill Belichick those last few years in New England. We know how great he is. He didn't have a guy. Mike Tomlin's been dealing with the same thing.
Mike Tomlin's limping those guys to the playoffs.
Correct.
We're close to it every year.
And hasn't had what you need at the most important position. So, yeah, I'm excited for you because Jaden definitely seems like he's legit. You keep him upright, you get weapons around him, your Washington Commanders are going to be in the mix. Coming up in 2 minutes, Bryant Young, NFL Hall of Famer. He joins us for Gold Jacket Friday. That's next right here on The Fan.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. As football winds down, college basketball is gearing up, and fans are ready to see which teams will prove they are ready to shine in March and who will be seen in San Antonio. You can get on all the action from tip-off to the final whistle at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Right now, new ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers can bet $10 and get $100 back in bonus bets and unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the app. Sign up with the promo code Radio100 to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon.
Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter.
Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
This is Hall of Famer number 275, Chris Carter. Buckeye born and bred. Ohio has been a huge part of my football career. From Friday nights in Middletown to Saturdays at the Shoe, and now all the way to Canton. Now I want you to experience football heaven, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Go to 971thefan.com/goldjacket and enter to win a VIP experience to the home of professional football, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Ignite the passion, relive the glory.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
This man was the 7th overall pick in the 94 draft out of Notre Dame, made an instant impact, making the all-rookie team, a career that spanned 14 seasons. Unbelievable. All-decade team of the 90s. And I remember the announcement. 2 of the best defensive linemen ever to put on a 49er uniform. One of them knocked, the other answered. Hall of Famer Charles Haley had the honor of welcoming Bryant Young into the class of 22. We welcome Bryant back to football heaven in Canton. It's great to have you, my man.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you. When you think back to that draft, do you ever think about what might have been if you landed elsewhere, Cincinnati, Seattle? You landed in such a great spot and with such an iconic team. Do you ever think about what might have been?
Yes, I actually do. I think at that time the Rams had the 7th pick and the Niners were at 15, and they actually traded up, and the Rams traded away their 7th pick, and so that's how I became a 49er. Normally you don't typically going that high, top 10, 15 picks. You don't really go to a team that's winning, but they're on the verge of winning. They just need a few more pieces. And I was very fortunate to go to the Niners at the 7th pick and just be a part of such an iconic franchise and continue to help them win.
I think I enjoyed your speech as much as anyone I've ever heard. It was humble. I thought your respect for your teammates and your opponents alike stood out to me. When you dreamed of being a professional, what did that look like to you? What did you think that was going to be like, and did it live up to it?
My dream was just being able to be on the field where you watched as a kid and you visualize yourself being out there with these amazing football players, and then things kind of start to develop and come into fruition in college, and then you get a chance to go to the 49er organization, and you're around great players like Jerry Rice and Steve Young, Ken Norton, Ricky Waters, just to name a few. It was a dream come true. But, you quickly learn that you have to, you're there for a job, and you have to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do and play your role the best that you possibly can. So there's a responsibility to it. You could dream, but at the end of the day, you got to prepare yourself and make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do when you become part of that franchise.
Well, you played right away, and you made the Super Bowl as a rookie. You made such an instant impact.
Yeah, we had a lot. This was the big year of free agency. You had Ricky Jackson and Richard Dent, Charles Mann. We had Dana Stubblefield his second year, and you had Dennis Brown, who had been there for a while, and Deion Sanders and Kent Norton and Gary Plummer were acquired in the offseason, and then the draft. And then you have the guys that were already there, and then you have just a mix of different personalities. How fast can you allow this team to gel in this locker room to formulate and become one and get on the same page? I think when guys were brought in, whether it's through the draft or through free agency, they understood the assignment. And so we were there to win a championship, and it was known.
Very cool. Talking with Bryant Young, Hall of Fame defensive lineman, San Francisco 49ers. He's in Canton. You'll get a chance to meet and greet with Bryant Saturday. His events in the museum for the guests. He'll meet and greet from 9:30 to 10 in the Pro Football Hall of Fame lobby. What does it feel like to get that call again to come back to Canton? I know you waited, I think, 8 years to get in officially, and now you're back for the residency. It's been a very cool program to bring you guys back to football heaven.
Yeah, this has been a really cool program. When you think about your new home, one, you get the initial call to be enshrined, but then when you're part of this community and family, I think it's important for us as Hall of Famers to come back and really be be involved in the community and touch and meet and greet and get to know the people in the community. So for me, this is just a thrill to be able to come back and really just with no pressure and just a slowed down process, really get to understand the people in the community, get to know them, get to love on them, and they get to know us as well.
I thought your bust was great. What did you think of it when they revealed it on Enshrinement Day?
I think they got it right. When I look at the shape of my head, it was on point, with the point on the top of my head. I think that I was very pleased. They did a really good job.
Many people may not remember, and maybe they'd like to forget the horrible injury you went through trying to come back. You were Comeback Player of the Year. How scary was that time for you?
It was pretty scary, just not knowing just the depth of what was actually occurring. I knew I had a broken leg, but then I had complications, and then the reality set in that, hey, this could be potentially the end of your career. And just sitting in the hospital for as long as I did, that became a real deal for me, that my career could potentially be over. And it was a hard-fought battle back to get back on the field with the help of a great medical staff, doctors and trainers who really pushed me and just helped me rehab along the way. It was a long process back, but I think a lot was learned. Through the process of going through some adversity, I learned a lot about myself, and that's what life is about.
Bryant Young with the 49ers, 14 seasons, 89.5 sacks. Did you enjoy putting anybody on the ground in particular? Favre, Marino, you tormented the Falcons, a lot of quarterbacks, certainly in that cemetery of sacks for you. Did you enjoy one more than the other?
I enjoyed all the same. I tell you what, Brett was such an elusive guy. He was crafty. He was quick on the snap count, and he was one that I enjoyed getting down when I could.
I like to ask guys who have achieved so much how maybe certain moments may have changed them and their perspective on their careers. Back at Notre Dame, the 93 perfect team, you beat number 1 Florida State, and then the following week somehow Boston College comes into South Bend and steals your chance at a national title. Maybe you deserved a better fate that day. You took the lead with 1:09 to play. Obviously, if some things go your way, do you think about that season at all? You had such a great career. You had a Hall of Fame career, but maybe it gave you some perspective on football in general.
It did. We went through one of the highest of the highs in terms of winning and just feeling at the top of the world, and to one of the lowest points of a college career and losing the next week to Boston College. We really learned a lot. Not that we ever took anything for granted, but just in terms of preparation, I think the lesson that I came away with was you never can get too high and too low. Just kind of maintain a level of just awareness and, just mental preparation, and never take anything for granted.
Well, you took all those lessons into the NFL and turned it into a Pro Football Hall of Fame career. And I know that your former teammate, Dennis Brown, once said that you were all business. When they knew they were lining up with BY, you knew that he had a purpose and an assignment, and he was never going to let anybody down. And I think that must make you feel very proud when you have your peers, especially your teammates, knowing that when they lined up with you, that you were going to make sure that every blade of grass was covered.
That was important to me. And to Dennis's point, I just wanted to make sure that I did everything in my power to, one, make sure that I relished in my role, that I was accountable to my position and to my teammates. And I never wanted to let my teammates down. And so that was important that, I studied. I made sure that I was prepared mentally and physically as well. And so when I stepped on the grass, I didn't want to be the guy that didn't do his job. And so that was important to me.
A pro's pro. I really enjoyed this. Took 8 years to get there. Did you think at some point it wouldn't happen?
Yes. I'll be honest. I mean, there was just when I first became eligible, even being on the list, but never getting a shot to get to the semifinals. And then finally, years later, went to the semis and then the finals. I didn't go that year. It was the last year of the knock on the door in the hotel. And so I was like, man, I was close. And then another year goes by and nothing happens. And then I'm like, well, is it going to happen or is it not going to happen? I remain hopeful, but you just never know. There's so many guys that play this game that are so deserving of this Hall of Fame, Pro Hall of Fame honor. And to think about, me and the guys that came before me, I'm just so grateful and humbled to have got the shot to be here.
Well, from the sounds of it, you've never forgotten where you came from, and you've never forgotten those lessons, and I hope you soak this up. It'll be great. Hopefully fans will join you. I know you're going to be watching that movie Greater, which is a great underdog story as well, at the museum at the Pro Football Hall of Fame on Saturday, 9:30 to 10. You can meet Bryant Young in the Pro Football Hall of Fame lobby. If you haven't been to Canton lately, this is a great reason to go. Bryant, I really enjoyed this. I hope you and your family stay well. Thanks for this visit.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Great stuff. Bryant Young, NFL Hall of Famer right there. Quick reminder, if you ever miss any of our interviews that we do, wherever you get your podcast, type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do will be waiting there for you. Our podcast is sponsored by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Cool opportunity if you're interested in the Hall of Fame. Here's what I want you to do. Go over to www.971thefan.com/goldjacket, and you're going to have an opportunity to get involved in a very, very cool contest because you can win some exciting experiences at the Hall of Fame in Canton, from VIP access to a whole bunch of good things. But one grand prize winner will be selected in July, and they will receive an Enshrinement Week package that includes 2 tickets to the Hall of Fame game on July 31st, 2 tickets to the enshrinement ceremony for the class of 2025, 2 Hall of Fame museum tickets, parking passes for the event, and 20% discount at the Hall of Fame. Again, if you're interested in winning that, you need to enter at www.971thefan.com/goldjacket. What we're going to do right now, staying with the Hall of Fame theme, is we're giving away 2 passes to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. 614-821-9710 is our hotline number. Earlier in the program, CB asked us about one pizza topping that we don't really vibe out with. What was the pizza topping that I selected? You'll get that right, and CB's going to hit you up with 2 passes to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Again, our hotline number is 614-821-9710. We hit the finish line of the show next with Tell the Truth. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate your snoring every night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I totally get it. But the good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine. And Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your spouse will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and, of course, stops your snoring. That's the main point. It's quick and comfortable and an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea, and now he's expanding his practice to better serve his patients with a brand new location in Marysville. I love Marysville. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. Do not delay. Schedule your appointment today with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. And now, sleepbettermarysville.com too.
Get President's Day deals all month long at Coughlin Chevrolet, Central Ohio's #1 Chevy dealer. Lease a new 2025 Chevy Trax, only $149 a month. Or a new 2025 Trailblazer, just $169 a month. At all 5 Coughlin Chevy locations and CoughlinChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
36 and 42-month leases, 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over, $39.99 due at signing, plus tax, title, and license. See dealer for details. Ends 3/3/25.
Hey friends, Beamer here. I got an update for you. Last week, 42 pounds in 8 weeks. If you're waiting on this week's results, it has been 9 weeks and I'm down 46 pounds, all thanks to my friends over at Awaken 180. To be honest with you, everything just kind of has changed. I feel better. I'm less lethargic. I look forward to getting up in the morning. I even look forward to running around with Willie at home, outside, all kinds of good stuff. It's been tremendous. And the secret to my success, it hasn't been a breakthrough, but my coach, Natalie, she has been awesome. She tells me what to eat. She tells me when to eat it, which has really been nice for me. Big games, we know this last month has been crazy. She has been the health guru that I need. And also I'm not snoring, so I'm sleeping better, which makes sense for all the energy that I have now. If you've ever thought that weight could be a problem for you, or if you're thinking about addressing it, let my friends at Awaken 180 tell you and show you how to do it. Let them show you how easy it is and give them a call. That's Awaken 180 at 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Common Man and T-Bone.
I'm like Jet Li. When people get in my grill,
In what way?
I just take them off.
Okay.
Me and Rimmer outside the Applebee's, rowdy crowd.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekdays 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Come cheer on the Ohio State Buckeyes men's basketball team as they take on the Michigan Wolverines at the Shot on Sunday, February 16th. Don't miss out on themed games, unforgettable fan experiences, and the ultimate Buckeye traditions. Buy your tickets and gear up for game day at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Columbus, Worthington, Air, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
All right, welcome back in. Timmy Hall in for our last segment. Before we get into Tell the Truth, CB, did you find a prize winner?
Yes, congratulations to Brad. He knew the correct answer was bacon. And sorry to the caller that guessed sausage. That was incorrect.
No, I love a pep sausage on my pizza. Timmy, earlier, CB asked the one topping that you don't believe belongs on pizza. Obviously, we could have done the whole pineapple thing.
Canadian bacon.
I was in the bacon camp.
Get out of my face.
Okay, so no. Canadian bacon.
Canadian
I'm saying
bacon specifically. Canadian bacon should just be abolished.
It's not very good.
What are we doing?
It's not very
just
good.
Thin sliced ham.
No, I'm not here for that at all. But I said bacon. I love bacon. But pizza and bacon, the marinara sauce with bacon just doesn't work for me. And so that's where I'm at. The one topping for you, is it that would have been your answer, Canadian bacon, or is there something else?
It's Canadian bacon.
Okay.
And I'm actually disappointed to hear you say that about real bacon.
Listen.
Because I would contend that real, like, crumbled or crisp bacon, like, you can't take shortcuts with this. Like, you better be sizzling bacon or using the baked method, which I do at home with the foil. But crumbling up crisp bacon and putting it on top of a pizza, I don't know why that isn't a more normal topping.
For whatever reason.
I don't get it.
I don't
Why is Canadian
like
bacon like the second meat when real bacon would be phenomenal?
Yeah,
I will sometimes do a pepperoni and a real bacon.
Okay. I see the vision just on my palate. I've never really liked it, but
mushrooms. You like mushrooms? I can miss those. I'm not a fan. I'll eat them in like nice Italian dishes, but I don't like it as I know pizza, right? But I don't dig that kind of chewiness on top of the pizza.
I'm with you. My go-to trio for pizza is pepperoni, sausage, and banana peppers.
Oh my God! Hey,
that for me is all I need.
Now we're back.
We're good.
Now we're friends.
A little dusting of Parmesan cheese on that thing.
I do think because a lot of you can have this discussion too about pizza. Like, what are you gonna try if you've never been to that pizza shop before?
Yes,
I could say just go with cheese. Like for New York style, boardwalk style, that's actually my preference. Like for the floppy slices where the sauce might be semi-sweet, but like that, like Jersey Shore style, which is one of my favorite genres of pizza, get plain cheese. But typically you want some kind of topping. I would say just go with a pizza shop's sausage and pep. Because I don't like the butcher block things now where you're putting 5 kinds of meat on it.
Too much.
It weighs the pie down. Just start with their pepperoni and sausage and see what it's like.
I got another pizza take, and I agree. I got another pizza take for you. I'm completely out on any other base other than marinara sauce. Barbecue, Alfredo, any type of olive oil.
I'm fine with you there.
Miss me with that.
I'm fine with you there. Yeah, you got to be in some kind of mood, right? To not do just the plain base like marinara or pizza sauce, red sauce base. I used to. Did you ever have a Jerry's Pizza and Subs? I know it's an East Coast thing, but they had a chain for a while, and I don't know why, but their California white would hit me sometimes.
No, I say that, but I did enjoy California Pizza Kitchen's barbecue chicken pizza, which I believe
that was a popular frozen pizza.
Yes, the frozen one.
That was a popular frozen one.
But here's
that
the
flavor,
thing.
that type for them.
I think the reason why I liked it is because they didn't get carried away with the barbecue sauce. It was a nice layer of it that wasn't overwhelming.
It was light.
It was very light. But the majority of the time, just give me marinara sauce, man.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Like pizza, we don't have to try to. We're always trying to
level up,
overthink. Yeah.
Right. Trying to remix it too much.
Remaking that. We've got, and that is what's great about pizza is that it has so many different types, subtle nuances to whatever region you're in, but it has to be crust, cheese, and sauce, right? And some toppings, but. Yeah, it's a really specialty type of deal if you try to take the pizza sauce out and do something else.
CB, what do you got real quick?
All right, not a lot of time left, so instead of doing Tell the Truth, I want to bring this story to the table. We haven't really discussed it, Timmy. I'm sure you probably have on the Buckeye Show, but have you noticed the story or the reason why fans have been booing late in Ohio State blowout wins recently?
I seen it.
So in the Iowa game, first off, I want to put out there, there's a promotion with Chick-fil-A in Ohio State that if the team gets 16 assists in the game, fans go home with a coupon for free chicken. I don't know if it's a sandwich or what it is.
I think it's that patented card that you get.
So 16 assists will get you the free chicken. Now, in the Iowa game, during the blowout, Ohio State reached assist number 15 around the 5-minute mark. They did not have one the rest of the game. They ran out the clock. The students started booing, and the players were aware of the promotion, heard it, and they said, oh, well, things happen. Well, deja vu struck again against Washington because around the 7:30 mark, they hit assist number 15.
It's impossible.
And did not get another assist the rest of the game.
How did we not get another assist in the final, at the under 8-minute timeout?
So, yes, there's a lot of controversy around this. Students have now booed twice, 2 games at home because of this promotion. But now...
Is it not their right?
Ohio State is looking at the promotion about possibly changing it.
Yeah, so, how about 15 assists?
That's what happens.
I'm a fan.
Let's knock that down.
I'll be a fan of that. There's Tell the Truth for you this week. Timmy, I appreciate you stopping by.
Absolutely, man.
CB, great job on the board. Folks, thanks so much for your time. Thanks for listening. We will be back on Monday. Stay warm. Have a great Valentine's Day and a great weekend. We're Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Your morning just got beefier. Morning Juice with Beamer, Bobby, and Shark.
Weekdays from 6 to 9.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon.
Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter.
Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
Attention lovebirds. Valentine's Day is almost here, and Diamonds Direct has the gifts to wow your special someone. From dazzling diamonds and trending gold to vibrant gemstones, pearls, even timepieces. With hundreds of stunning styles under $1,000 and an exquisite collection of one-of-a-kind luxury pieces. Make your moment unforgettable. The best selection, value, and service are waiting for you. Make this Valentine's unforgettable with fine jewelry for every budget. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting over... Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio.
President's Day savings all month long at your main Honda of Dublin. If you're searching for a Honda lease deal here in Central Ohio, you've come to the right place. Leasing allows you to enjoy flexibility in one of their sharp, reliable, awesome vehicles. I'm confident Rich and his team can tailor a lease that's right for you. Like a 2025 CR-V LX all-wheel drive for $349 a month for 36 months, 30,000 miles with only $19.99 down. Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Back in the studio with a return visit from
Todd Schmelt.
Todd, the last time you were with us, you claimed to be
the dumbest person in Columbus.
You're being really hard on yourself.
Not in the least. You know what I got?
I hate to ask.
One of them thermostats with the dial and the needle. Woo, woo, woo.
Maybe that's not modern, but not...
What am I? Eli Whitney, Elias Howe, Johann Gertis?
I don't know who those people are.
Those are old-timey people from the 19th century, and that's me. Outdated, like my silly old thermostat.
Okay, look, you're not the dumbest guy in Columbus. You just haven't called Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Those those guys. Whether it's the latest technology, fixing your furnace, or a brand new system, they know all the stuff so you don't have to.
I don't have to know it all?
Nah, you just have to know the pros who knows.
Apex Pros. I'm not the dumbest guy in Columbus.
I didn't even know who Johann Gertis was.
Inventor of the gas-powered unicycle. Look it up, doy.
Okay, you don't have to be me.
No doubt about it, Columbus loves Apex Pros, the pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Hi, Bob Mashuter back with a huge message for 2025. Dick Mashuter Ford is offering the biggest deals in a decade to kick off the new year. How about new Broncos for up to $16,000 off? New F-150s up to $11,000 off, and up to $12,000 off the Super Duties. If you resolve to save money this new year, then don't wait and grab your new Ford to kick off an awesome 2025. Dick Mashuter Ford. Close Sundays because it's the right thing to do, but 24/7 at mashuterford.net.
This is Hall of Famer number 275, Chris Carter. Buckeye born and bred. Ohio has been a huge part of my football career, from Friday nights in Middletown to Saturdays at the Shoe, and now all the way to Canton. Now I want you to experience football heaven, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Go to 971thefan.com/goldjacket and enter to win a VIP experience to the home of professional football, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Ignite the passion, relive the glory.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. But not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/J